I don't have an earpiece. They can't find it.
I looked straight, like...
They said I'm on.
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Well, I turn to my TV show. No better way to get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today. With my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
All I'm saying is, this could be the best day of your life. Just jump on board. We'll help you get there. Very good morning. My name is Graham Richards. And yes, you are with your family. It's the feel-good kickstart to the week that you've always needed. And it is going to be an amazing and very exciting 3 hours. We are taking a deeper breath and we are ready to embrace it. So this morning, we meet the next lineup of contestants for the latest show, Love is Love. With these desirable singletons are all, yes, obviously looking for love, but that perfect match as well. And are they what you are looking for in a partner? Possibly. Stick around to find out. You might just find it this morning. Then, of course, the legends in the game, CTM, are celebrating 40 years in the industry, and they're doing it in style. They've got a phenomenal competition for you guys at home that could transform your entire home. Another reason to definitely stick around for your feel-good kickstart to the day. And if I'm not feel good enough, don't worry, we can ramp it up considerably. In fact, we can exponentially increase it with two beautiful souls ready to welcome you to the family as well. Good morning, gang. Happy Monday.
Oh, good morning, G-Man, and a very good morning to you, Wasty.
Good morning. I'm just showing love today. I don't know what it is. Monday, it's love day.
It is
Great.
also, you know, Love is Love, which is very exciting, that new TV show. And we have a bit of a takeover today because we are having the Love is Love takeover on Expresso show this morning. Show off the love of your life. So I think we are asking for pictures.
Yeah, we need pictures. We need pictures and details. I want you to spill the tea. I'm joking, not like that, but just show me your love. And the thing is, even if you don't have somebody like a significant other, perhaps, love could be your pet.
Yeah.
Right? Like a cat or a dog, or maybe like your favorite chair.
Your godchild.
How about maybe your favorite tool in the garage? I mean, that's also love, right?
Perhaps your car.
Car works nicely, right? Or show a reflection of yourself in the mirror, because real love starts with you. Sure, we're so deep this morning, eh?
Oh, well, listen, we are asking for voice notes, so you're welcome to maybe send your pictures to us on the WhatsApp line. Our number is 063 408 8863. We would love to see who the love of your life is.
Like Graham, my love.
I will be your love. If your love today is a chair, I'm your guy. Don't worry, I'm there with you. We do have some official duties to delve into this morning. Let's start with our news headlines here in South Africa with the General Secretary of NEHAWU, the National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union that has been front and center for the last 2 weeks. Zola Sapeta says that they're vowed to intensify their strike today. Now, Sapeta was briefing the media on the ongoing public service strike. The union says from 2020 to 2023, public service workers have not received salary increases. Workers are, as a result, demanding a 10% salary increase, a 2,500 Rand housing allowance, and improved medical aid. NEHAWU says collapsing infrastructure continues to affect public workers, and workers have been suffocating for a long time. Then on to another story that continually evolves. Stage 4 load shedding started again at 4 p.m. yesterday and will last up until 4 p.m. today. Thereafter, Stage 5 will kick in until 5 a.m. tomorrow. Eskom announced yesterday afternoon that the pattern of Stage 4 load shedding from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Stage 5 load shedding from 4 p.m. to 5 a.m. would be repeated until further notice. And it added that a further update would be published as soon as any significant changes occur. The power utility said that a generating unit each at Kriel, Medupi and Tutuka power stations had all been taken offline for repairs. Now, on the international news front, a bright yellow cargo plane carrying tents, medical equipment and other humanitarian aid landed in the eastern Congolese city of Goma yesterday, the first delivery under a European Union scheme to support some of the region's millions of displaced people. The fighting between the Congolese army and the M23, a rebel group claiming to represent the interests of ethnic Tutsis in eastern Congo, has now exacerbated an already existing humanitarian crisis, with some 5.5 million people now displaced across several provinces. Eastern Congo has struggled with conflicts that have killed millions since the 1990s. And British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak arrived in the US yesterday on his first official visit to America since he took over the reins of the country in October last year. Discussions on key plans for a new defense agreement between the United Kingdom and the US and Australia are high on the agenda. The British government is increasingly worried about the actions of the Chinese Communist Party. Now, Sunak believes that a defense agreement with America and Australia will lead to a greater sense of security. Then we bring it back home for another tragic story in the South African art scene. Tributes from fans started pouring in from the moment that the heartbreaking news broke that award-winning and very talented rapper, dancer, singer and songwriter Costa Titch passed away on Saturday after collapsing on stage at Johannesburg's Nasrec Expo Centre during the Ultra Festival. Now, Costa Titch, just 27 years old, whose real name was Konstantinos Tsobanoglu, reportedly had a history of epilepsy. Tsobanoglu was a growing sensation in South Africa and one of the biggest stars of Amapiano, undoubtedly. His rap style combined South Africa's culture, its style, its indigenous languages with international rap subgenres that were blowing up right now. And he was born in Mbombela in Mpumalanga and had already had a successful career in dance before becoming a rapper. And his song Big Flexer made him definitely a star, not just here, but across Africa, becoming such a successful song on TikTok. He was also known for several other hits, including Nkalakata and Activate. The rapper had recently participated with a music label started by Senegalese-American musician Akon and felt it was time to partner with a global entity as to continue to push the barriers on an international scale. For the part that he has played, we will miss him, and we send our condolences and every ounce of love we can muster to his family. That's where we leave our news for now. Let's get into the sport.
Thanks a lot, G. Let's take a look at the sporting action over the weekend, and let's start with football. Now, goals were the order of the weekend as the likes of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs both progressed to the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. The action began on Friday with Sekhukhune United beating Cape Town All-Stars 2-0. As Saturday's list of fixtures rolled on, Royal AM secured their position in the tournament's last 8, courtesy of a 3-1 victory over Golden Arrows. Pirates needed extra time to beat Venda Football Academy 2-1, while Soweto rivals Chiefs claimed a 2-1 win against Kazrick Stars. Now let's take a look at football abroad. Arsenal restored their 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League table with an emphatic 3-0 victory over Fulham. Now does the Gabriel show, because Gabriel Martinelli and captain Martin Odegaard, who wished his name was Gabriel, all scored in the first half. Now Casemiro was sent off as Manchester United. They drew 0-0 with Southampton, while Newcastle edged Wolves 2-1. On Saturday, Erling Haaland scored his 28th league goal of the season as Man City beat Crystal Palace 1-0. And Spurs and Chelsea both recorded 3-1 wins against Forest and Leicester, respectively. Liverpool, who looked like they turned the corner after a certain 7-0, suffered a 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. Now on to rugby action. Ireland remained on course for a Six Nations Grand Slam after overcoming stiff Scottish resistance and a series of injuries to win 22-7. Johnny Sexton's 7 points with a boot took him level with Ronan O'Gara as the all-time top scorer in the Six Nations. On Saturday, reigning champions France inflicted England's heaviest home defeat of all time with a crushing 53-10 win at Twickenham. Wales beat Italy 29-17 to claim their first win in this year's Six Nations. Now, the event of the weekend, of course, it was the cycling. Chris Jooste and Kim Lekor-Debilo were crowned respective men's and women's winners of the Cape Town Cycle Tour. South African Jooste powered to victory in a time of 2 hours, 36 minutes and 14 seconds, with Andries Negrini finishing second and Jaden Turlow third. Mauritius rider Lekor-Debilo won the women's elite race for the third time in a row in 2 hours, 30 minutes and 20 seconds, with Vera Lusa as well as Ashley Molman-Pasio rounding out the podium spots. Meanwhile, organisers expressed their deep regret after confirming the death of a rider. That's it for your sporting action for now. Another update in just 1 hour. Let's take a look at the weather. Here's Zoe.
Thank you, Wasty. We start off with weather in Mozambique. It's being lashed again by heavy rains, powerful winds, and flooding as Cyclone Freddy has made landfall for the second time in a month. Now, in the past 4 weeks, Mozambique has had more rain than, in fact, they had more than a year's rainfall. Freddy could become the longest-lasting storm on record, having formed some 8,000 kilometers away in the northwest of Australia 34 days ago. The death toll presently stands at 28, and people are moving into temporary shelters, including schools, churches, and warehouses. Some 500,000 could be at risk of a humanitarian crisis this time around, local disaster agencies estimate. Experts say climate change is making tropical storms around the world wetter, windier, and more intense. Neighboring Malawi, where health authorities are battling a cholera outbreak, is also set to be affected. Weather experts predict the cyclone will bring disruptive winds and extreme rainfall over large areas, including northeast Zimbabwe as well as southeast Zambia. Bringing it back home, let's take a first look this Monday morning at your sunrise views. And we have Lesego from Mapopane, who captured this incredible photo. Just look at that art. It looks like a piece of art. Then Mark Bosman out in George, showing off the sparks of light peeking through the clouds. Jason from Kenville sent in a blast of colors glowing up the sky. And last, we have Niklas Meyer, who is showing off another lovely view in Hartenbos, overlooking the town. Just look at that sky. It's such a beautiful way to start your day. Thank you for sharing those photos with us. If you would love to share your sunrise view, please do so on our WhatsApp line. That number is 063 408 8863. Let's get into today's temperatures. Polokwane, your low is 14, your high 27. Mbombela, 17.28. Pretoria, 14.29. If you're in Johannesburg, 13 is your low, 27 your high. Mahikeng, 16 with a high of 30. Klerksdorp, 14, reaching a high of 30. Kimberley, 17.33. Bloemfontein, 13.29. Richards Bay, 20, reaching a high of 28. Pietermaritzburg, 15.28. Durban, 21, reaching a high of 28. If you're in Mthatha, 17 is your low, 32 your high. East London, 21 with a high of 31. Cradock, 16.32. Gqeberha, your low is 18, your high 27. George, 15.26. Cape Town, 18 is your low, 24 your high. Worcester, expect a warm day, a low of 16, a high of 34. Sutherland, 12, reaching a high of 30. And Uppington, your low for today is 19, your high 38 degrees Celsius. Well, that's a first look at your weather for today. We'll have another update shortly after 7.
Your Good Breakfast Show will deliver entertainment. As you can see, the band is getting ready behind me. They look unified. In fact, that's why they probably called the Unity. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. If you look at all of the wonderful, look how they're walking around getting ready. That was, by the way, the guy on the piano just walked by because he was late, but it's all right. But I can tell you that most people are. I mean, it's very early in the morning, but I can tell you that it's going to be a fantastic show. Roy Simpson is also here with all the newspapers in front of him. If you want to come check him out, he's looking as great as ever, ready to give you and deliver all of the news around Beki Cele, as well as a possible meteor hitting Earth. I know it's tough, but actually, hold on. Do you want a little taster? There we go. There we go. That's it. He doesn't know that I licked the spoon. Anyway, stick with us. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
That's a face of a man who knows he's saving the world. It is a Monday if you don't feel that bone-crunching pressure descending on you already. Now, we know there's a lot to take in on a Monday, and of course, after a busy weekend like this, even more so. The Cape Town cycle tour in the mother city was amazing, so congratulations to everybody, even the weekend warriors who got out there
everybody.
and did it. Well done. Of course, we had the Beauty Expo in Johannesburg, so much going on, but of course, lots on the go in terms of the news as well. And news editor Roy Simpson is here to help us unpack them. I'm almost giving you a new job title. I want to call you news editor-in-chief. Okay, you are now in chief of all of us.
Wow.
But of course, we need you guys, the real chiefs out there, to weigh in on the conversation. Please, if you've got any questions, any insights, WhatsApp us 063-408-8863. Let's bring you up to speed.
All right, let's start off.
Oh, right.
You're looking great as always.
Dear me.
Let's start there. That's the only news I want to hear. Let's start off with the Bheki Cele issue at the moment. It does seem that the retention of a certain individual is causing a stir. I'm trying to be diplomatic, Roy, so please, can you just hear me out for a second?
All right.
So let's talk about Bheki Cele and the reasons as to why there's such a furore around the inclusion of such an individual in a certain cabinet, that's all.
I think his retention is controversial for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
Firstly, he's controversial.
Stomach in, chest out.
Plug
you would
and
say
play,
that, right?
Well, don't forget when he was KZN MEC, it was shoot to kill.
Oh, yes, I remember
of
that one,
course. Then you've had things since then. He just styled himself as general when he became the National Police Commissioner and introduced the military ranks again, which wasn't popular. By the way, the government's website calls him Mr., which tells you how problematic the general is. But then we had, during lockdown, he was ordering police to arrest people who couldn't produce receipts for their tobacco products, completely outside the law. And more recently, in Krugersdorp, that gang rape, and he was saying that one woman was lucky to be only raped by one person. So there's all of that stuff. There's all these things that the thinking people who think constitutionally don't like him. He's not the kind of person we want running an executive for our kind of constitution. So there's always knives out for him. But since he's been the Minister of Police for the last 5 years, since 2018, murder's gone up, rape's gone up, attempted murder's gone up. And those are the key indicators. He's sort of failing in that sense. The only thing that's really come down is burglary. And you've got commentators saying the reason for that is that people have given up on the police. They simply don't report that
They've just
anymore.
ramped up their own protection or aren't even talking about it.
Sorry to cut you. When you say burglary, do you mean like a farm burglary?
No, no, I don't. I don't even know where you're going with that.
Don't even. Why is he there?
I don't know.
What in his? At some point, will there be a line drawn where this is going to come to a head, or is it going to be weathering this media storm until it moves away again and then comes back in another 6 months? How do you see this
Probably
playing
that
out?
one. Because he's quite useful in a way. So he has this presence,
He's a
he has
tool.
this charisma, he has the capacity to go onto the ground and excite people. So when he says things like shoot to kill and the woman was lucky and stuff like that, I think there are a lot of people on the ground who are thinking that.
He can politicize very quickly.
and he's in touch with the emotional responses of people. So he's very useful in that sense. He's very good at seeming. So he went down to Khayelitsha, to Makaza in the wake of mass shootings, promised them a new police station would be built there. That was meant to start in November, then January, then February. It's the middle of March now. But still that community is quiescent because he's made this promise.
He was
so
there,
he's so good at going there and quelling the waters and seeming, really. So he's useful.
He's really good at other parts of the job.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
You can wrap your head around that. As we move up the continent, one step forward, 5 steps back when we look at Uganda, and maybe you can unpack exactly where they stand, because it feels like quite an absolute when you're saying even if you identify as a member of the LGBTQ plus community, it is now illegal. Fill us in.
Well, the legal system as far as homosexuality goes in Uganda is deeply problematic. I think it might rest around the person of the president, Yoweri Museveni. He's been in power since 1986. And that's extraordinary. That's 37
It's a different
years.
world. It's a completely different reality.
It also means that their reality is largely focused around his particular mindset. And he's described homosexuality as unnatural, as disgusting. So 10 years ago, he tried to shepherd through a bill that would have seen the death penalty for homosexual activity. The current bill, as you said, has 10 years for homosexual activity, including touching with intent. So that's going to be quite pernicious, determining exactly what constitutes a homosexual act. 10 years in jail for that. As you say, identifying as anything other than binary, cisgender, heterosexual. If you identify as anything else, you can then go to jail for 10 years. And maybe the most egregious of them is if you're a landlord and you rent out property to someone who's gay, you can go to jail. So it really is, the law is just saying, we don't want you, get out of here. It's an erasure of your identity.
One wonders what that looks like on the ground in Uganda right now, what that experience of life is like for that entire community. I want to say that we are not going to ramp up the news as we progress, but when an asteroid comes into field,
we have to mention that.
There was a maybe attached to it, so I'm going to cling to the maybe for now, but we'll find out global news, and news that could affect the entire globe in just a moment.
Oh, well, gentlemen, I can guarantee you that this next recipe we're about to make will certainly make headlines for its mouth-watering flavors that will thrill the taste buds.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, when it comes to Mediterranean food, it is always fresh, healthy, and bursting with incredible vibrant flavors and colors. And we are also guaranteed that our Greek smashed potatoes will make that top 5 list. Now, Chef Assi is here to show us how to manifest a trip to Greece with this Greek-inspired recipe. Chef, it's so great to have you here. I love Mediterranean food, and when it comes to potatoes, you have my stamp of approval.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So how do we start with this recipe?
So this recipe is a very easy and quick one. So the very first thing, you can start boiling off your potatoes. That will also help you to make the recipe go a lot easier and quick.
Okay.
You can try this with bigger potatoes. It's still fine. Once your potatoes are nice and tender, soft, you can just slightly smash them with a glass or a potato masher.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. And then you'll drizzle some olive oil over.
And that will go into the oven?
Yes, for about 10 to 15 minutes, and just season it with some salt and pepper. And this will go to the oven until the golden brown.
Till they're golden brown. So we've got some finished potatoes over there. We'll make sure that that goes into the oven. And when it comes out, it will be golden brown. And now, Chef, you're making the dressing to go with our smashed potatoes.
Yes. So we'll use, our main ingredient is the authentic yogurt.
Fantastic.
To give it a very nice tangy flavor to it.
And what's great about the Clover Authenticos is that it's the only authentic Greek-style yogurt in South Africa, made with an authentic Greek strain originating from the beautiful island of Crete, exclusively for Clover. So, Chef, how many tablespoons are we adding?
We need 3 tablespoons of the yogurt and some lemon zest.
There we go.
For some flavor, lemon juice, some honey, just to add a little bit of sweetness to the dressing. Also add some chives, garlic.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And of course, you always end up seasoning with some salt and pepper.
Yes, just to give it a taste. And the chives and the garlic will give it a very nice, fresh taste to it.
And
then you just mix everything together. Oh,
fantastic. So now that we have our potatoes that are ready, they are over there, should we move to that station and just like present our smashed potatoes? Okay.
So these are your ready-made potatoes. Looks very nice and golden brown. So you just drizzle your dressing on top.
Oh, fantastic.
So you can use any flavorings that you like for the toppings as well. You don't need to use what I have here.
But we've gone with that traditional Greek Mediterranean style, like your olives, your feta. We're also adding some sun-dried tomato. Are those capers that I'm seeing over there?
Yes, capers.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Well, Chef, while you finish that up, I was instructed to also grab some of our micro herbs. So I will just quickly get some fresh micro herbs. I'm just going to cut a few from here. There we go. Just cut that off.
Fresh capers,
Fantastic.
sun-dried tomatoes. Ooh, this looks so nice and bright.
And we're going to add some micro herbs. I don't know which type these are, but they're pretty. Chef, I feel like I'm intruding here.
It's okay.
Okay.
Teamwork.
Teamwork for sure.
Not
I feel like
forget the olives.
micro herbs will go on at the end.
Yes.
Oh, this looks incredible. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, especially how to make your very own authentic cost dressing, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com. Chef just showed us how easy it is, but I'm going to finish it off with our micro herbs. And then we have Graham on the side. He's ready to come and
I'm
try.
sorry, it just looked so beautiful, guys.
You have to be honest.
honest.
Grab a potato with that authentic cost dressing that we've made.
Before I get my hands ready, I'm going to give you a high five. This looks absolutely beautiful.
Let me grab you some cutlery.
That's okay. I'm going in, girl. I've got a potato. Whoops. Oh, my goodness.
You just tucked
And
in.
the dressing?
That is immaculate.
Oh, it must probably still be hot because that just came out of the oven.
But it's beautiful and it's soft and there's so many layers to that flavor.
And a different take to roasted potatoes. Yes. Yeah.
Done. Thank you so much.
Take the whole dish.
He's taking the whole dish. Well, there we go. Chef is not going anywhere, so make sure you stay tuned. Chef Asi's going to be here. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, it's available on our website, expressoshow.com. If you've missed any of the steps, you're in luck. Here's a recap.
Made with love by Clover.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Dai, o Alfredo.
We date Italian. We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gatle, gatle. We're Italian. That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fettis and mornings. Bravo to you.
You must be wondering how I got here, man. Enjoying bomadi sushi, got the fork and knife over bubbles of sparkling water. But I didn't know the change, Joe. Because I chose NetBank, the bank that gives you discount upon discount in this country. I call it a bank with benefits, eh? Yeah. Value guaranteed. Seriously? Seriously.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I'm just saying, if you get an intro, you've arrived. It's not only Mzansi that keeps on delivering big stories, but so does your Feel Good Breakfast show, along with Roy Simpson, who's deep diving into all of these newspapers. And a little earlier, we were chatting about Uganda and the term of that particular president. But then on Friday, you look at China and their leader, Xi Jinping, securing a historic third term as president. He's also chairman of the Chinese Communist Party, so he looks set to wield sort of complete power for some time. And I think it's important to ask you about the implications, because, I mean, we saw Uganda. We see whenever a country has these presidents, selected and elected for many, many terms, what's going on in those countries? You know, what's happening?
That's always your problem. Then they become kind of imperial in a sense. So it all becomes about the individual, the mind of that one person. So yeah, Xi Jinping, by achieving this, I mean, the presidency of China is very much a ceremonial title. Chairman of the Communist Party, much more important. Chairman of the Military Commission, much more important, the Central Military Commission. So he is directly in charge of the military. He is very much an absolute ruler. Yeah. Lots of downsides to that. So any inclination that he has then becomes part of life and part of society and becomes the law. But in another sense, or in another way, it gives us an opportunity to understand what's happening, because we just have to understand the individual.
And we know, we've seen. We've seen his track record up until this point from that perspective. Why is this making... There is a nervous undercurrent here, and it might have something to do with Taiwan. There might be an element of kind of pre-World War moving and shaking going on. It's a nervous time in terms of where China fits into the greater scheme of things. Why is this so terrifying on a level that all of that might, and it is might, being channeled through one man?
Because we know what his thinking is. As I said, it's all about one person's mind. And we know what's in his mind because he brought out Xi Jinping thought, which is now built into Chinese society. It's part of the law. And in that, he lays out a particular vision for China and the world. It's one China. So that already takes us immediately into the issue of Taiwan. And we've seen what's happened with Hong Kong. We know what they mean by one China. There's no duality there. You will conform to exactly the same social and cultural order that's approved. We also know that he's been pursuing the One Belt, One Road initiative. So we understand that China's global ambitions, their imperialist ambitions, will be the same as they have been. They'll be executed by economic means, but it's that issue of China, one China, and Taiwan that is the friction point. I think we know this is coming. The diplomats should be out there already trying to forge a third path for us.
Whew. It makes you want to build a Great Wall. It does. And the reason why I go to Great Wall for a second is because, you know, I'd love to build a wall around the world when you hear stories, Roy, of certain meteors. You know, Armageddon, 2046 was a date mentioned. I'm not trying to cause panic. This is why Graham was mentioning maybe earlier.
There was a maybe in that
but
sentence.
there's a maybe, right? And I'm sure you want to just unpack that for a second. What is going on?
Are we all going to die?
No, not that.
No, not soon. Valentine's Day 2046.
Oh, come on.
That's the date when it is calculated. And it, in this case, is an asteroid called DW 2023. It's about 50 meters long, which is actually not that bad. That's the kind of size of asteroid that hit Tunguska and wiped out like 800 square miles, I think it is, of terrain. But that's not literally
Earth-shattering. It's not a planet killer,
but they've said that it's got a 1 in 560 chance of hitting the Earth in 2046. So firstly, it's a fair way away. We've got an opportunity to come up with strategies. Secondly, that that's a 0.18% chance. So that's really, really small. 99.8%, it's not going to hit us.
Okay.
And the thing is, these things are whizzing by us all the time. There's one going by literally right now that is half the size. It's 25 meters. It's about 7 million kilometers away, which is fairly far. But tomorrow, there's a 180-meter one that comes by less than 4 million kilometers away. And then on Friday, there's another one, 150 meters, also 4 million Ks. So they're always whizzing by.
At what point do we duck? At what point do we just let it pass? No, we're safe. We're absolutely safe.
We're good. Wow.
The upside is we're tracking them. And also, don't forget, NASA slammed a spacecraft into one and changed its trajectory.
Yes.
So we're tracking them, we know they're there, and we now have a defense mechanism. So this is more like a headline grabber, really. It's a fun thing to talk about. We're fine.
Yeah, well, there is a space force somewhere that are taking this a bit more seriously, okay? I promise you, but nothing to worry about, no impending danger as it stands right now. Thank you. I feel better about the world, most of the world right now. Not space, but the world.
Oh, well, thank you, gentlemen. The big question is, with our next round, who will fumble, who will tumble, and who is ready to rumble? It is time to find out in another round of the super sensitive Spelling Bee game.
It's the super sensitive spelling bee game.
Well, you know the rules by now. There are 3 rounds and 3 sets of words for each contender. And if you're wondering who are our contenders today, we have in corner number 1, Carl Wasty.
Thank you so much.
In corner number 2, we have Graham Richards.
Okay, I'm ready. Yonya.
So, just to give you a recap, each contestant will have varying length and difficulty to the word they need to spell correctly, and there's always a theme. Today's theme, silent letters. So you will need to listen really, really well and spell that with absolute precision. And to keep you on your toes, today's tooth sensitivity food is hot chicken pie.
I do dig these little mini pies.
Yeah. They're a bit addictive, actually.
Goodness. You actually call, you call these eyes, eh? P is silent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I don't eat them often. Oh, sorry, often. Oh, never mind.
Are you guys ready?
All right, ready.
You've
Love some
clearly warmed
almonds
up.
with this.
So, who's going to go first?
Graham.
Graham, your word is... You should have gone first.
Wait, I'm going to chart, wait.
Limousine.
The way his shoulders drop. It's funny. Sorry.
L-I-M-O. I'm trying to think what the missing secret word is. Z. Zine. I have no idea. I have no idea.
You were very close. Do you want to give one more go?
Well, I'm close.
You were close.
Wow.
You were just missing a silent letter.
K-L-I-M. No, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Limousine. L-I-M-O-U-S-I-N-E.
Okay, but it's not, he
You were
was
close.
there.
You were close.
dear.
He was just
But no
discreet.
point.
He wasn't hidden. He was just discreetly
No
standing
point
in
for
the
you.
corner. Okay, yeah, no.
All right,
Fair game,
Wasty,
fair
are you
game.
ready for yours?
No, let's go.
Your word with many, many silent letters is...
Grab your
but you have
pie.
to eat some hot
I'm just trying to focus on the
the hot word. Silhouette.
S-I-L-H-O-U-E-T-T-E.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a clever man.
Oh, thank you.
My brain thought I knew that word as well. You see how excited I was, but I didn't know it.
Here we go, yo.
Okay, excuse my French, but Graham,
Oh,
your word is... bourgeoisie. Bourgeoisie. Bourgeois.
No, bourgeois.
Bourgeoisie.
B-O-M-J-O-U-R.
Bourgeoisie. Bourgeois.
Bourgeois, bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
That's not a real word. No, it's a real word.
It's French middle class, upper middle class.
B-O-U. No, I have no idea.
That bougie comes from that word.
Yeah, no, I have no
Sure.
idea.
Let's just
Show
show.
me.
It's on your screen right now.
Please, look at that. Is there a person other than a French-speaking person who would have known how to spell that word?
Bourgeois. Yep.
Oui.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, at least I'm getting
let's
a
turn the
good
screen away
breakfast.
so that there's no cheating in studio. But Wasty,
Yep.
your word is euphemism.
E-U-P-H-E-M-I-S-M.
The man's got the
smashing it.
spelling down. I think
you.
it's the
I'm going to
pie.
finish this just purely
You can
because I'm hungry,
This is a
okay?
very good pie.
They're all good. Round 3. Graham, let's just see if you can get a point on the board. Your word is schizophrenia.
Because they don't like you today, brother.
You did choose to go first.
R. No. S-K.
Did you just say SK?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
S-C-I-T.
SCHI.
S-C-H-I. Okay. no.
ZOPH.
Of course.
RENIA.
And that's how you spell giraffe. Obviously.
That's
There we
correct.
go.
Whiz.
Final round, Wasty, final word.
Yeah.
This is more like a victory lap. Let's be honest here. This is a victory lap, dude. Just
I know
enjoy
what
it.
you're talking about.
Your next word is stethoscope.
It's a stethoscope. Okay, this is a tough one.
As opposed to the others.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You smashed. You can do it, dude.
S-T-E-S-T-H. Oh, come
That was
on.
a good effort,
You were
though. on the
close. You were
secret-
very close.
secret letter.
SCE.
It's so S-T-E-T-H-O.
Yes.
S-C-O-P-E.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a spelling bee.
But that might. Was this like a savant moment? Or can you really spell that well?
I can.
Because
I don't
that
know.
was the most impressive
Thank
display
you.
of spelling I think we've ever seen on this.
I don't know. That's the.
He is our spelling
Come on,
champ.
man. Come on.
That's the pie, actually. That's not anything else.
Well, there you go. If you suffer from tooth sensitivity, then don't sit in silence. Switch to Sensodyne and change your life and smile with the #1 dentist recommended brand for sensitive teeth. Well done.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Belgium, B-E-L-G-I-U-M. I can.
Well done.
No, I can't spell. We've established that, but I can get passionate about incredible sporting achievements. Now, Belgium's women's ice hockey team made it back-to-back gold after sweeping aside all comers at the recently concluded Ice Hockey Women's World Championship Division II Group B here in Cape Town. So the competition host, South Africa, finished in 4th place after winning one of their 4 matches in the tournament, and we are joined by 2 legends of the game, Captain Donne van Doesburg, as well as player Zoe Herringer, to tell us more about the competition and also women's ice hockey in general, which is vital. I'm so glad we're giving this platform the proper treatment today, because ice hockey is amazing. Michael, I'm just sending a shout out to young Michael, who's one of the best players I've ever encountered. There are so many amazing young South African ice hockey players. We have no ice. How are we doing this? How are we getting this right, guys? I don't know if we've made these connections yet. Are we all playing at the same venue? It's amazing to me, and I know we make light of it, but being able to put yourself up against the best in the world in sports that are supported by structures that we can only dream of. How does that feel when you step up, when you get the wins, when you make yourselves and your country proud? Have you been able to put this all in perspective for us?
Still slowly, I suppose.
Getting there.
Getting there. Yeah, it's been a long road, especially for the ladies team. We've been in the lower divisions, and now we're just starting to move our way up and then cement our place in the high division. So I think it's been a slow process, but we're kind of looking back going, wow, we've come a long way, and we're only just getting started. That's what it feels like.
I'm happy about that, because I was introduced to a little bit of ice hockey, then I saw it, and then I was like, okay, you're going to go right up against the side. I heard about a beautiful... have you heard of the art of checking? If you ever want to Google something, Google best checks in NHL. It is crazy. But, Zoe, how did you get into ice hockey? And I mean, how happy are you that it's grown over the years? Because usually at school, you get a couple of options. Like, you play cricket, you play rugby. What else? Did you get lost and found the ice? How did you...
Wow, it's actually quite an interesting yet funny story. So I actually done figure skating for a whole 8 years.
Okay.
And then I guess my passion for figure skating drifted a bit, and then I actually ended up, thanks to my mom, forcing me to start ice hockey because I wanted a pair of ice hockey skates just to skate. Because that was like the cool kids, you know?
Yeah, you've got to earn them.
And then my mom's like, yeah, try out ice hockey, then I'll get you ice hockey skates. And then boom, I got bit. And just the adrenaline that ice hockey brings. Wow. And I fell in love with it, yeah.
So you were a frigate skater who got angry. You just
yes,
got angry
100%.
and you just needed to let that out. And we joke about the aggression, but it is a very physical sport. On tiny little pieces of metal like this at unbelievably high speeds. It just requires a lot. And I know we can make light of it, but I know people who have climbed these ranks, resources. It requires a huge amount of spend, time. How important is it, from a South African perspective, to have tournaments like this here for younger athletes to see you guys climbing? And I know it feels like a slow progression for you now, but you're getting there, and now you're starting to knock on that international door. If you have to think back to yourself, kind of making those first few strides, how important is it to see this actually happening now?
No, it's huge. I only came across ice hockey because my sister had friends who played, and then you kind of get into it that way. You never saw it in the public, or... I mean, we even had a bus driving around Cape Town with some of our faces on. Like, that's incredible. So and for young kids to come up to you, young girls to come up to you and say how much they want to play ice hockey, or say how much they're enjoying their ice hockey for the little ones that are playing, it's incredible to see.
Yeah, I'm very happy, and as I mentioned, it's great to see that there's another avenue. And you know, sport is just such a unifier in this country. So if there's another option like ice hockey, I'm here for it. So just going to the tournament itself, just 1 win in 4 matches. I know it seems like, oh, you know, 1 out of 4, what are we going to do? But I'm sure there were expectations going in. I'm sure that there were certain ways to navigate those, and also maybe make the focus the fact that the tournament is over here. So, you know, how did the team feel with regard to, you know, that type of result? And then moving forward, what's the next step? Zoe.
So yes, it was basically, we focused on our small wins.
Okay.
So just taking it step by step and focusing on the small wins. And going further is just keeping up our fitness and just urgency.
Yeah. And intensity. Yeah. Hey? See, both of us said intensity at the same time. And checking.
Yes,
a little less figure skater, a little more of the other stuff. You guys are amazing. I mean, we get a snapshot. So for us, it's easy for us to put it in context and see the bigger picture and what this means for the ARC. I'm thinking of kids that can get sponsorships, bursaries, scholarships to go abroad, to be able, this opens up a world for people, but it requires our athletes here in South Africa to actually step up and do it. On those tiny little miniature pieces of metal on that ice that nobody has. And they've found a way to do it and beat some of the best in the world in that process. Show them some love. And if you're interested in finding out more, we will keep details about how you can enter into what sounds like the most insane and awesome and intense sport.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. What an inspirational story to hear. And from our ice hockey ladies, it's also time for us to further inspire you this Monday motivation with a quote to unlock your 100%. And this is brought to you by Clover Crush. Now, winning actor and rapper Will Smith shares the most important factor when it comes to love. It is commitment to self-love. And this is our quote for the day. The central idea of love is not a relationship commitment. The first thing is a personal commitment to be the best version of yourself with or without the person you're with. You have to every single day, mind, body, and spirit, wake up with a commitment to be better. Very inspirational, and committing to loving yourself is super important, but it's something you need to wake up and do every single day. Now, don't forget that Crush is also bringing you the TV show on SABC2, hosted by Mr. Raldemorne himself, who will be going on a journey to help you unlock your 100%, which will bring all sorts of goodness like attaining your dreams. Now, keep an eye out on Crush's social media pages for more information on how to unlock your 100% with Crush TV show, which is every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC2.
Unlock your 100% this Wednesday evening as we meet an aspiring musician who dreams of performing on the big stage.
One thing that I want is to stand in front of a bunch of people and sing. That's all I want to do, nothing else.
Follow our Montparnasse journey on Wednesday the 15th of March at 7:30 p.m. on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on S3, and we are joined in studio by a diverse collective of young South African musicians who call themselves the Unity Band. Now, they strive to create new music exploring the cultural diversity of South Africa and is inspired by a multitude of genres. They also have a new album out, and it's titled Breaking Bread, that you can go and have a listen to. They'll also be performing for us a little bit later. But when you have a whole band, you always wonder, who do we talk to? Well, it feels like naturally to talk to the vocals, the main vocals behind the band. Thandeka, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us.
I feel like, you know, the person we always talk to gets all the limelight, but do you want to quickly just introduce us? Who's behind the keys? Who's behind which instrument?
Please. So actually right behind you, we have Marco Maritz. He's on flugelhorn as well as trumpet. And we have Dylan Fine on guitar. We live in Gangan on the drums, and we have Stephen D'Souza on bass, and behind me is Donabo Mafani on the keys.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. I love this. How did the group become the Unity Band? What is the story there? How did you guys become unified?
So we all went to UCT together and studied music, and we usually have performances on a Wednesday afternoon. They're called performance classes. And our band leader, who's actually not here with us, his name is Lomanyano Mzi, he put us together, and after that first performance was like, guys, we sound amazing. Let's start a band, literally. And then we did it, and the rest is history. We became the Unity Band. It's actually named after him. His nickname is Unity, so yeah.
And it just works. It all makes sense on so many different levels.
Yes.
Now, how would you describe the sound of the band? Because you're bringing a lot of different people and energies together.
We bring a lot of people and a lot of energies. I think our foundation is jazz, because we all study jazz, and we bring in quite a bit of fusion sounds. We have African sounds. We have some R&B, some soul. We also sometimes have like some reggae just popped in there a little, and just some like, you know, some hip hop vibes. So it's a lot, but our fundamental is jazz, yeah.
That is incredible, and I mean, a little bit of everything, and I think that speaks to what the Unity Band is all about. Now, let's talk about this album, Breaking Bread. How do you guys feel that it's now out and about and people can go about listening to it?
I think I speak for everyone when I say we are so excited. We have been waiting for this for the longest time, and it's finally out, and we couldn't be happier. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we do have the Unity Band on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. They will be performing for us after we get into our news, our sport, our weather. But Thandeka, which song are you going to be performing for us first?
The first song is called Titis Bai.
Titis Bai.
Yes.
Okay, well, can't wait.
The festival.
The festival, indeed. Well, listen, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's quickly catch up with those morning headlines.
Just before 7 o'clock, let's take a look at your news and your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Starting nationally, the environmental group, the Green Connection, has welcomed a decision by the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment to reject an application for an environmental impact assessment proposed for a car power ship project in Saldanha Bay on the Cape West Coast. Now, the assessment is one of 3 applications for the car power ship projects to generate electricity by drilling into the ocean to extract natural gas. The other 2 are proposed for the ports of Richards Bay in KwaZulu-Natal and Kuda in Gqeberha. Now, the General Secretary of NEHAWU, the National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union, Zola Sapeta, has vowed to intensify their strike today. Sapeta was briefing the media on the ongoing public service strike, and the union says from 2020 to 2023, public service workers have not yet received salary increases. Now, workers are demanding a 10% salary increase, a 2,500 Rand housing allowance, and improved medical aid. NEHAWU says collapsing infrastructure continues to affect public workers, and workers have been suffocating for a long time. Now, on to international news. Hundreds of thousands of Israelis rallied against the government's judicial plans this weekend in what organizers said were the largest street protests in Israel's history. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the changes, which would curb the power of courts, will restore balance between the branches of government. Opposition leader Yair Lapid said this was Israel's greatest crisis. In a separate development, Israeli troops shot dead 3 armed Palestinians near the West Bank city of Nablus just yesterday. Now, the gunman had reportedly fired on an Israeli army post. Now, a bright yellow cargo plane carrying tents, medical equipment, and other humanitarian aid landed in the eastern Congolese city of Goma yesterday, the first delivery under a European Union scheme to support some of the region's millions of displaced people. Fighting between the Congolese army and the M23, a rebel group claiming to represent the interests of ethnic Tutsis in eastern Congo, has exacerbated an existing humanitarian crisis with some 5.5 million people displaced across several provinces. Eastern Congo has struggled with conflicts that have killed millions since the 1990s. And he has more than 1 million followers across different social media platforms. He posed for the likes of Versace and Tommy Hilfiger. And you'll be forgiven if you think you were referring to a famous celebrity or a model. In fact, he's not even a person. He's a dog. Meet Puggy Smalls, an 8-year-old pug based in Kent and one of the UK's best-known yet pet influencers. Yep, you heard that correctly, a pet influencer. After picking out Puggy at the age of 8 weeks back in 2014, his owner, Nick Ettridge, soon decided to create a Facebook page and Instagram account just for Puggy. I didn't expect anything to come of it, he said, after posting a video of how to sneak your dog to work. The clip rapidly garnered millions of views, I know why, and Puggy literally had tens of thousands of new followers overnight. The rest, as they say, is history. Puggy became a superstar and has never looked back since starting as a pugfluencer. Yes, I coined the phrase, he is welcome. That's it for your news for now. On your Feel Good Breakfast Show, let's take a look at the sport. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's start with footy news first. Goals were the order of the weekend as the likes of Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs both progressed to the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. So the action began on Friday with Sekhukhune United beating Cape Town All-Stars 2-0. Then as Saturday's list of fixtures rolled on, Royal AM secured their position in the tournament's last 8, courtesy of a 3-1 victory over Golden Arrows. Pirates, they needed extra time to beat Venda Football Academy 2-1, while their Soweto rivals Chiefs, they claimed a 2-1 win against Kazrick Stars to see through their progression. Then back to the Premier League, Arsenal restored their 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League standings with an emphatic 3-0 victory over Fulham. Gabriel Martinelli and captain Martin Odegaard all scoring in the first half. Casemiro was sent off as Man United drew 0-0 with Crystal Palace, and they edged out Wolves 2-1. Then on Saturday, Erling Haaland scoring his 28th league goal of the season. Incredible, as Man City beat Crystal Palace 1-0, and Spurs and Chelsea both recorded 3-1 wins against Forest and Leicester, respectively. And Liverpool, they suffered a 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. Then on to rugby, crunch time, and the Six Nations and Ireland remained on course for their Six Nations Grand Slam after overcoming very stiff Scottish resistance and a series of injuries to win a hard-fought battle 22-7. Johnny Sexton's 7 points with the boot took him level with Ronan O'Gara as the all-time top scorer in the Six Nations. What a mantle to wear. On Saturday, reigning champions France inflicted England's heaviest home defeat of all time with a crushing 53-10 win at Twickenham. In Wales, they beat Italy 29-17 to claim their first win in this year's Six Nations. And then we bring it back home for a very proud South African occasion. So Chris Jooste and Kim Lecourt de Bilot were crowned respective men's and women's winners of the Cape Town Cycle Tour. Congratulations. So South African Jooste powered to victory in a time of 2 hours, 36 minutes and 14 seconds, with Andries Negrini finishing second and Jaden Tolo in third. The Mauritius rider Lecourt de Bilot won the women's elite race for the third time in a row, in fact, 2 hours, 13 minutes and 20 seconds, with Vera Lusa and Ashley Muman-Pasio rounding off the podium spots. And meanwhile, organisers have expressed their deep regrets after confirming that a rider did lose their life during the event. So our condolences certainly do go to their family. And that's where we leave our sport for this morning. As the roads wake up, let's get you to work safely.
Thank you, Graham. Let's start off with traffic in Cape Town, the Western Cape. Now, there's been an accident on the N1 inbound on the N7. The right lane is closed. You can expect some delays. Then in Cape Town, in the Western Cape, there's also been an accident on the N2 inbound, this one after Jakes Gerwel Drive. All lanes are open, expect delays. In Johannesburg, Kempton Park, there's a vehicle that's broken down on the R21 southbound at Panoma Road. The right lane is closed, but there is free-flowing traffic. Well, that's where we leave your traffic for now. Let's take another look at your weather.
Thanks, so let's take a look at weather, and starting with weather news. The latest wave in the parade of storms to slam the U.S. West Coast has brought additional flooding hazards across California, killing at least 2 people and isolating several communities amid the first flash flood emergencies of the year. Some 50 million people are under flood watches, and President Joe Biden has approved an emergency declaration for California, meaning that the state will be able to access federal resources to deal with the severe weather. Rapid snowmelt is also occurring, which adds to the flooding. The powerful winter storms this season have completely erased the ongoing drought in large parts of California. The latest U.S. Drought Monitor report says that 26% of California is now drought-free. 3 months ago, the entire state was either in some form of drought or experiencing abnormally dry conditions. As of Thursday, more than 5 million Californians were living in areas dealing with the drought. This is down from some 9 million just 1 week ago. Now, of course, sunrise views are vitally important, and I love to see how you wake up in the morning. So let's start with you, Rajen, out in Chatsworth, sharing an oh-so-peachy view of the sky whilst heading to work. JP from Robertson showed off this one above, watching the sky change colors this morning. It's looking good. Cheryl sent in a shot from the car whilst on the road heading to the drop of the kids. And last up, Prakash from Durban, showing off another breathtaking photo from tangerine hues to wispy waves rolling up. This should be printed on a canvas and sold as an NFT. Thank you. Now, share your views with us on 063-408-8863. We'd love to see how you start your day. Keep it coming. Now, let's take a look at your temperatures as you start this beautiful Monday. Starting off with Polokwane, as always, 14, rising to 27, around a 40% chance of rain for you and some thunder. Bombela, 17 to 28. Rain for you today, 68% chance. Pretoria, 14 to 29. And then Johannesburg, 13, rising to 27. Let's go over to Mahikeng. 16 is your minimum temperature today, 30 the high. Klerksdorp, a nice warm day, 30 the max from a low of 14. Kimberley, shining bright like a diamond, 17 to 33. And Bloemfontein, 13 is how you start your day, 29 you thaw out to in the afternoon. Richards Bay, 20 to 28 today. Those are the temps. Pietermaritzburg, 28 is also your maximum from a low of 15. Durban, 21 to 28 today. And then Mthatha, 17, rising to 32. In East London, 21, a nice warm wake-up for you. 31 is the maximum, though. Cradock, 16 to 32. Gqeberha, you've got 18 to 27 today. And then George, 15 up to 26. The Mother City, Cape Town, 18 up to 24. Worcester, 34 is the maximum from a low of 16. Sutherland, you'll wake up to 12 degrees Celsius, but you're up to 30 in the afternoon. And then Uppington, 38 degrees Celsius from a low of 19. That's it for the temperatures, as well as weather news and sunrise views. And now a view of the talent we have on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, and you are in for a treat this Monday morning. We have the Unity Band in studio, and they are ready for their first performance. Here they are with their song, Titi Spy. Take it away.
Nah.
Incredible, making sure that all of our Mondays start off on the best possible note. The Unity Band, they're in studio with us. That was so wonderful. Congratulations on that awesome performance. But stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast show because we have another one coming your way.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Let's find you some love. And I mean it. We might, right now, find you the person that you're meant to spend the rest of your life with. That's the aim. In February, we met 3 singles looking to get lucky in love on SABC2's brand new dating reality show, Love is Love. Well, today, we are joined by another 3 hopefuls who will join the cast of the show as singles who are, yes, looking for love. And to set the scene, Love is Love is a reality show that will open South Africans up to alternative forms of meeting people in innovative and very powerful and interesting ways. So let's welcome Yentl, Wimpy, and Stacy. I think we can give them a round of applause for being brave enough to put themselves out there. It is nerve-wracking because
exciting.
You can do very big things in life.
Yes.
Then you can do these kind of moves that might seem small because it's just interpersonal, but it's got to be one of the biggest moves you can make, isn't it?
100%.
This is the deepest connection that you can make with another person.
Yeah.
And I say that with so much hope in my voice. Now, I had a long journey to find my wife. Married 10 years after we met. We had a crazy journey to get to our point, but I appreciate it so much more. That being said, timing is everything. Yentl, timing for you. Why now? You're an active go-getter. You clearly are attacking life. Why now attack
Got
love?
a very, very busy lifestyle, but, you know, I'm not getting younger. I'm creeping closer to the 30s, so, you know, it is maybe time to open myself to a relationship, potentially, yes.
And I know that comes with a lot of introspection and self-work to get to that point, to put yourself out on this platform. So well done for being brave enough to take that step.
Yeah.
Wimpy, you've got like the tiger's eye, laser focus. I'm almost wanting to ask you for a date because that chemistry is just so powerful there. Wimpy, you describe yourself as an easygoing, highly focused, clearly individual, and we'll get a bit of background on how that plays out in your life. But that being said, what are you looking for in your partner? Now that you know yourself, what are you wanting in response to that?
Graham, I think if you want a partner, it should be, the person should become your best friend.
I love that.
And that is where, on this show, if there is somebody out there prepared to put themselves out to become a friend and then a best friend, that to me is the bottom line.
I love that. And the joy of working on a relationship when there's 2 of you in the context of my marriage is it becomes a joint effort that you do work on, but you need to be on the same page. What page do we find you on? Where are you in your life that led you to put yourself onto this platform to find love?
I like to call it in my stepping out of my comfort zone era.
Brilliant.
So, because I'm a low-key introvert, so I feel like this is stepping out of my comfort zone. So I'm a bit of a homebody, hence why I haven't, met someone, because I don't go out much.
Everyone's been a homebody for about 5 years.
So I think we got comfortable with that, and a bit too comfortable.
That's all right. That being said, again, what are you looking for in that partner who can be comfortable in that space with you?
Firstly, he must love dogs.
Okay.
My little
Proviso, I
Boston
love
Terrier is my life. That's my baby. So if my dog doesn't like you, it's not going to work. So.
Okay.
So that being said, it's good energy, someone that's authentic, a good communicator, and adventurous.
And adventurous, gee whiz. Okay, that's quite a list there, all right? No, but you know yourself, and this is the point of a process like this, is you can be quite boutique. You can put yourself out there, and you can ask questions and get to know, in some extreme circumstances, what are the do's and don'ts for you? And we'll have a little bit of fun with us later. But you know yourself.
Yes.
You know what's going to trigger you. You know what's going to win you over. What do you think is going to...
I mean, I think the do's is definitely just being yourself and just, just don't fake it.
Okay.
Just be the truest you and don't try and impress me and be a different person. So that's definitely one of the main things. And don'ts, I don't really know. It's, see when it comes,
Oh, yeah, I love the sound of that. That's an open field to play in.
I'm very
I absolutely love
open-minded,
it.
so, yeah.
No, I love that. And you don't know what you're going to get until you enter into the exchange. So you've got all of these hopes, and I know that you will build this up in your head, but then reality is going to sink in. What are you nervous about, Wimpy, entering into this process? Is there anything that you've got apprehension around?
Yeah. I've been widowed in 2021. I'm not desperate for love. I'm actually, the apprehension is somebody's thinking, this guy is going out there looking for something, and that is not the case. For me, I would like to do life with someone.
I love that.
I would love to be in a position to create memories with a person, because life is about creating memories. And how, where, and what kind of person it is really irrelevant. It's coming down to that basic. And it's just, again, I agree, being authentic, not trying to play a role to be someone that would be accepted. It's
a version of on a platform.
It's like, take me as I am. That's and don't try and change me.
And I love that, and I think everyone's gotten to that point. We all had a couple of get real gut check moments over the last few years. I think every one of us understands our why. Some life-changing that I'm sure shake your very foundations. All of us have changed in some way. What has brought you to this point? Why are you ready for this now? Why do you think that this gateway has opened at the right time for you?
I feel like I usually zone in and I focus on one area of my life. So it's been career, that's been the main focus. So I feel like that aspect has been lacking. And like you said, it's work. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to do the work to make that side of your life work.
Okay, so let's paint a picture for our prospective would-be suitors. Tell us a bit about yourself. What does work look like for you? And give us a bit of a picture as to who you are right now.
Okay, so I work for events company full-time, and then I'm a part-time model as well. I love being outdoors. I'm a nature girl, so I love spending time in nature, hiking, and being active.
I love that. Hope you're taking down notes. How you do it. Yentl, describe yourself. I know, yes, you clearly are embracing life.
Yes.
But what does that look like to you?
I mean, I'm a very, very busy girl. I have a lot of hobbies, not saying that I'm good at any of them. But I got into DJing now. I do some poi, so fire dancing, pole dancing, I gym, rock climb. And then work-wise, I started a business about 7 years ago, and I'm still doing it, and it's beautiful. I get to work with big names out there.
Wow.
So it's in the car industry, but it is something.
I have a feeling you might end up on the couch for a different reason. And if you bring the cars with, we absolutely love that. So I'm guessing, your partner's going to need to be active as a basis point.
Yeah, keep up.
Just try, but we can train. We can also train. Wimpy, can you describe yourself in terms of where you are right now, because I get a sense of your energy and what you're looking for, which is beautiful, but the person who meets you, what are they going to get? Give us a little pull version of Wimpy.
Okay, I have a lot of idiosyncrasies, meaning that I'm highly successful in what I do. And as one would put it, eagles don't flock together.
Okay,
so in that sense, the turkey's looking down from the bottom upwards. I think the eagle's a loner. But the thing is, I think I'm a person which I set my goals. I go out to achieve them. Sometimes I step on people's feelings because the task is ahead and it's not intentional. I'm a person that's extremely loyal. I demand trust when I give trust.
It's a real hierarchy.
When I give my heart, I give it completely, and I expect the same. My secrets becomes your secrets. I expect you to keep them. I would say, yeah, it's sometimes difficult looking from the outside in, but
No, for sure,
but I can tell you from out of the sport that I do, which is in the extreme endurance sport where you do have sleep deprivation, you get to know yourself very well.
Everything gets stripped away. Yeah, for sure.
It keeps you humble. It gets all the cockiness away. And so I think with a friend who becomes eventually a partner, I would believe it is somebody that when they see me in that extreme circumstances, they'll see the real person as I am.
And they'll love it. And we'll get a bit more background into the extreme side of Wimpy's life. But thank you so much for being honest, because this entire scenario, this equation balances out with honesty and authenticity. So I'm so glad that's the common thread. I could date any of you. You know that. From what you said, I tick all those boxes. But it's
Listen, you just said you were married.
Yeah, I know, man. I didn't open up that door, girl. Come on. I love this. I'm starting to really understand what this process is about. And it could be your opportunity to make that connection. And if you're keen to be a part of SABC2's brand new, amazing dating reality show, Love is Love, there is an opportunity. The show is on the hunt for singles who are looking for love. All you need to do is head over to loveislove.tv, then fill in the entry form on the site. Or if you'd prefer to enter on social media platforms, you can upload your entry video on social medias on our platforms and include hashtag #LoveIsLoveZA and then tag us using @loveislove_ZA on Instagram and Twitter and @loveislove.tv on Facebook. I want to say good luck, but this isn't about luck, it's about timing.
Love is Love is a new reality TV series which will be broadcast on SABC2, and we're looking for contestants. You stand a chance of being featured on the show and of finding your love match. You can enter online on our website, loveislove.tv, on Instagram @loveislove_ZA, or via Facebook @loveislove.tv. T's and C's apply and can be found on loveislove.tv. Entries close 31st March this year.
Today we're taking up something so special. We're going to the Mediterranean and we're preparing one of Greece's most beloved on-the-go foods, the gyro. Now, filled with succulent meat, crisp, vibrant veggies, and a fresh, flavorful sauce, you get to recreate this Greek delight with only a few simple steps thanks to this recipe that Zoe and I have created. Well, we didn't create it, but with the culinary team at Expresso, we created together. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of credit.
We're making it, and we're showing you how easy it is to make. So, Wasty, how about I start off with our flatbread recipe? I've already got it going, so that's why I'm full of flour, but I've got some self-raising flour here, and we're going to be using some of our yogurt. We're going to mix this together along with about 80 mils of olive oil, and that will give us our flatbread dough.
That's perfect. It's going to be moist, it's going to be beautiful. Also, this is proof that Miley was right about you. You can buy your own flour.
I can buy my own flour.
There we go. So we have 3 stations here. I just feel like we need another set of hands, man.
Okay.
Just because I have a marination station and an assembly station. So I just want, like, I think Yentl would be nice to bring in.
Oh, from Love is Love.
Yes, from Love is Love. Why not?
Let's get Yentl to come and join us.
Yentl! Sorry for I just wanted to call Yentl for a second. Because, I mean, this is how the show runs. We're very live, and that's it.
Pretty
Sorry,
much.
Yentl.
Hi, Yentl.
There we go. Okay, let me see. Sorted? Would you like me to let me just tie, I'll tie the apron, not the knot.
What is happening?
That's fine. I'm going to bring you into this Iro recipe over here.
I feel
amazing.
We need to make a disclaimer because
Microphone sorted. I
Iro
love it.
is
Here we go.
spelled with a G, and
Yes.
it's a silent G.
That's it. We should have spelled that earlier.
Yeah.
Iro. Right, Yentl?
Yes.
Love is love, but food is also food.
I mean, I do love food.
Yes, there we go, and food is love. I would like you to do the middle bit over here, if you don't mind. Now, hold on, if you are vegan.
I'm not vegan.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
Okay, we dodged one, Zoe.
It's okay.
We dodged one. All right, so this is what I need you to do. So I've got a little preparation station. In this little bowl over here, I've got some amazing Clover Authenticos Greek-style yogurt, and you're going to add some lemon juice. You're going to add some oregano, pepper, salt into that, and you're going to mix it together with this beautiful spatula that I got you, and then you're going to pour it all over the lamb.
Okay.
And then we're going to set it in for about 24 hours.
24 hours?
So you'll be here for 24 hours. I'm kidding.
You're going to come back tomorrow?
So I can't eat it?
No, you will eat it.
Okay.
I prepared some earlier. Zoe and I have been working hard. Right, as you can see, Zoe's going to go down with the gyro at the moment.
Making the
That is probably the
flatbread.
biggest gyro I've ever seen. I love it.
Amazing.
See? The generosity of Zoe Yentl. You'll love
I just went with what is in front of you. We're going to
This
make.
is
We're
the-
making
this
whole
is
Question,
the-
do I throw all of this in here?
This is amazing. So, yes, go for it. All of it in there.
Amazing.
Do you cook a lot?
I like cooking, but no. Because
Okay.
cooking for yourself is quite
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's different. It's difficult to just cook for one person.
I got you. Well, I mean, maybe not for too long. You never know. I'm a positive person. I'm going to go there. I will make the tzatziki, all right? Tzatziki is a fantastic addition to anything. I love tzatziki on pretty much everything. I'm going to go in with garlic. I'm going to go in with lemon juice. I'm going to go in with some lemon zest as well. Not too much of that. I'm going to go in with a lot of all the mint, because obviously tzatziki is a herb sauce. And then I'm going to go in with dill. And then we're going to finish off with all of the cucumber. What I've done with these is that I've de-seeded the cucumber. And I've also taken the skins off, so it gets that beautiful... it's got to have that light and bright feel to it, okay? So you don't want it too green because you want the herbs to sing. That's why you remove the skin of the cucumber so the herbs are not overpowered by the green of the cucumber. And that is tzatziki.
Look at that. Quite a few moving elements to this, but once you've got your lamb done, you've done your prep, to put your gyros together is quite simple.
And now, on my side, I have a completed section, but what you will do is, once you're done basting that, you and I will swap over, because I'm going to put you to work now. So that's going to be in the fridge 24 hours. The longer, the better to marinate. As you know, with any sort of dairy
Yes.
tenderizes the proteins of meat, making it more succulent and beautiful. Shall we do a substitution?
Okay.
Done. On that side of it
Yes.
there, I want you to cut. So I'm not sure, how's your cutting skills?
We'll see.
Perfect. Right. Medic, stand by. Right. So you're going to do something nice and thin. Beautiful tomato.
Slices.
Sliced, very, very thinly sliced
Amazing.
tomato. Because I like it thin like that. And then you'll do the assembly. Please watch your fingers. Because
The knives are
the last time I
sharp.
checked, do we have the workman's compensation? No, we don't. Forget. Sorry, man.
We have a medic on
Good
standby.
luck. But that's how it goes. So this whole experience, love is love. You know, with cooking now added to your repertoire, like legit on national TV, is the process going to be a lot easier now? That's the question.
I wonder.
I think so. Because also the way you cut it, the tomato is just fantastic. I was going to ask you what you're looking for in a tomato, but actually what I meant was...
You know,
what do
I love tomato.
What do you...
I actually do.
So just generally, and I know it's a very loaded question, but like, what are you looking for with this process, and possibly in an individual who you welcome into your realm? Like, what's the ask?
I guess the main, like as he said,
Yeah.
is basically just finding your best friend and doing life together.
Yes.
So that's the main destination. Yeah.
A bestie is the most important thing because you can share, and you can share gyros, which is also very, very important.
Definitely.
Now,
Yeah.
how did your
That's a beautiful
that's a
flatbread.
fresh gyro. That's amazing,
That's a
Zoe.
beautiful one. I flipped it over, but I feel like when we do assemble, this
Yes.
needs to be on the outside.
Okay, that is crazy. Well, I've already
good.
got one of these here for you. So what you
how-
do is you'll go meat down first, and
Okay.
then if you want to use the tongs, you're welcome to. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, but I think that's the whole idea with
I guess
gyros
that's
and
all of
street
it. So the
food.
meat
It's on the
first.
go, meat first. And then don't forget tzatziki. If you want to get any of the recipes that you see,
You do it one
on
side or the
Expresso,
whole side?
You're going to do it straight down the middle so we can fold it up
Oh, that
after
makes
that.
sense.
ExpressoShow.com, grab the ingredients. It's going to be a very simple process for you. And remember, food is food, love is love. And we're ready for this. We're going to complete
Very
this.
generous.
So he's got the other gyros sorted. We're going to do another round of these for the entire crew. But, of course, you give it a shot at home and just make sure that you send us pictures, please. 063-408-8863. And remember, get the recipe, expressoshow.com. Let's keep on.
I don't think it's going to fall.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Vai. O Alfredo.
We date Italian.
Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. We're Italian. That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3, and we're back, and love is in the air. Earlier, we met 3 singles who are looking to meet their perfect match on Love is Love, a brand new dating reality show coming soon to SABC2. And introductions aside, it's time to get to know them a little bit better. We've got Yentl, we've got Stacy, we've got Wimpy, and I hope you're ready for a round of this or that. Wimpy, you look the most confident out of our panel of individuals over here. I feel like we should start with you, Wimpy. Now, I'm sure you've played this or that, before. Very easy. If I say, chocolate or, or let's just say candy, you'd say chocolate, right?
Yeah, of course.
You look like a chocolate guy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, you've got that passion to you. I can feel it.
Yeah.
So, Wimpy, we're going to start with you. I've got 30 seconds for you to answer as many of these questions as possible. We just want to get to know you. We want to get to know what Wikipedia doesn't say. That's what I want to do with you, Wimpy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Wimpy, 30 seconds on the clock. Here it comes. Ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Cozy date night in or heading out on the town?
Out.
Ooh. Picnic on the beach or hike in the mountains?
Neither.
Texting or calling, Wimpy?
Both.
Flowers or chocolates?
For her, flowers. For me, chocolate.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Cats or dogs?
Both.
Movies or series?
Movies.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Sweet or savory?
Both.
Beach trip or bush break?
None.
Nature or city living?
Nature.
Love letter and surprise gift? Oh, okay, there we go.
Love.
We're done with that one. You say, what would you have said? Love letter?
Love letter.
Love letter. Do you still write?
Very
Write
much.
letters? Really? That is an art, my friend. That is why you are a great content for finding someone. I love letters. Hey, sure. To you, the flowers of the world, it feels like they bloom inside your eyes when I look at you. That's what Wimpy wrote. I actually read it. I stalked him. Stacy, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, this or that. 30 seconds on the clock, and let's go. Cozy date night in or heading out of town?
Out on the town.
Picnic on the beach or hike in the mountains?
Hike in the mountains.
Texting or calling?
Calling.
Flowers or chocolates?
Chocolates.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Movies or series?
Series.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Beach trip or bush break?
Beach trip.
Nature or city living?
Nature.
Love letter or surprise gift?
Surprise gift.
Spontaneous or planned?
Planned.
Pineapple on pizza or
No.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Keeping active or taking it easy?
Keeping active.
Hey, nice one. We got through a lot of them. That was great. Yentl, no pressure.
No, I don't know if I'll be able to answer all of them.
No, I think look here, I have 20. If you can get to 22, and you've heard like most of it
22 is my
anyway.
favorite number, so let's try.
Is that your birthday?
Yes, actually it is.
The 22nd of?
Feb.
I'll
So
remember.
222.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get to it. On your Feel Good Breakfast Show, are you ready? Right, 30 seconds in and let's go. Right, cozy date night or heading out of town?
Town.
Picnic on the beach or hike in the mountains?
Mountains.
Texting or calling?
Texting.
Flowers or chocolates?
Chocolates.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Movies or series?
Series.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Beach trip or bush break?
Bush break.
Nature or city living?
Nature.
Love letter or surprise gift?
Surprise gift.
Spontaneous or planned?
Spontaneous.
Pineapple on pizza or no?
Yes.
Passenger or driver?
Driver.
Keeping active or taking it easy?
Active.
Hey! Just fun to Stacy. Woo, that was fun. This is fantastic. Now, I want to ask you about something. I know that it's not this or that, okay? Wimpy, I want to start on your side. But, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with love languages. You know, things that show you love, you know? And what is yours? Just out of interest.
Touch and quality time. Quality
Touch
time.
and quality time. That is fantastic. And I mean, a good touch and some quality time, I would agree with that completely. Now, Stacy,
Yes.
love languages for your son?
Big one, acts of service. So
Ah.
like cute little messages in my lunchbox, you know?
Okay.
The little things. The little
Yes.
things, yeah.
All right. And Yentl?
It's a hard one. I haven't done this in quite some time. I think the last time I did a test on the internet, it is acts of service and touch.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. You know, I love the love languages. It's very, very good coding for anybody. But last one, Wimpy, let's go back to you in terms of introversion and extroversion. Sometimes they're quite fluid. They sort of waltz between each other. But, I mean, for you, as an individual, would you say you're an introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
All right, lovely. And introversion has its perks, doesn't it, in terms of conversation?
I keep myself busy in my head the whole time.
I can only imagine. But now, here's the thing. If two introverts get together, obviously there's two different headspaces. You kind of have to communicate somehow. So would you be looking for an introvert or an extrovert?
Introvert.
Aha. Mental telepathy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Did you know what I was thinking, baby? I don't know, but I think you knew what I was thinking when I was thinking that you were thinking something. Stacy, for you, introvert or extrovert?
Introvert, I'm an introvert.
Okay.
But I feel I do well with extroverts. They bring me out of my shell a bit.
Ah, so that duality is quite
Yes.
important too. It makes sense. And then next question to you.
Me?
Yes.
It's a difficult one. When it comes to dating, I'm definitely an introvert, but anything else, extrovert. I like groups of people, and
Okay.
yeah, that is very, very easy. But one-on-one, and no. Especially if you don't know the person, it's hard. Yeah.
It's wonderful to get to know you as one. I think that this is going to be impacting the show in the best way possible, getting to know Wimpy, Stacy, as well as Yentl. Now, to our viewers at home who are looking for love, I want you to come closer to your TV because I have something to tell you right now. Now's your chance to shoot your shot. Love is here to help you meet the love of your life in fun and interesting ways. All you need to do is head to loveislove.tv to enter to be a single on the show, or you can pick a single on the website and apply to date them instead. You may just be chosen to be a part of the show. Love is love, and we love you.
I don't think we've all realized how unbelievably privileged we are to have musicians with this level of talent, yes, in our studio, but also just with this collective mind. They are amazing, the perfect group to have here when we are celebrating love, because they are the Unity Band. They've been making a name for themselves in the local music industry since the release of their debut album, Fabric. And they have a new album titled Breaking Bad out for you to check out. But their performance, Breaking Bread rather, but you can't break bad because you are that hardcore. But we'll break some bread a little bit later. But right now, they are standing by for a performance titled Chukuru. Enjoy. Yes! Oh, you know, that was me. I'd be putting vocalist under my title, eh? That was amazing, man. Absolutely beautiful. You guys are phenomenal. And it's not lost on us how amazing it is to have you here. Really, really special. Please show them some love. Download whatever you can. Support vocals from the locals when they're this good. And you guys were that good, man. The vocals, absolutely amazing. We've got one more performance coming your way. We'll break some bread. Not bad, bread.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Morning, welcome back. Yes, this is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3, and we've had a Love is Love takeover this morning, and we had some of the participants in the studio with us. And if you're wondering what is Love and how can we enter, how can we be part of it, well, we asked Sebastian Newman to spill the tea.
Hi. Good morning, Sebastian.
Good morning.
You were a scheduled guest on the show.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're very, very excited. Now, as a professional at Love, I just wanted to ask, how do you enter Love is Love? Because obviously you are a certified lover person.
Of course.
Right. I've seen your social media. So let me know a bit more. Now, for anybody who doesn't know you and has fallen in love with you on screen, just explain what you do here at Expresso.
So I'm part of the social media digital team. I'm one of the social media managers.
Okay.
Also the social media manager for Love is Love.
Oh, there we go. That's the connection, right?
Fantastic. So how can people watching right now enter Love is Love?
So there's two ways. The first one is very easy. Cell phone, tablet, PC. loveislove.tv, so our website. You can just go there. You can choose if you want to be one of the singles or if you want to date one of our singles. Right?
Oh, okay. So whether you're going to be... Okay, that makes sense.
Then if you're a bit more adventurous...
I'm just trying to wrap my mind around
because,
it.
okay, so the one is receiving romance.
Yes.
And the other
one's
giving.
We need people to date our people, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course.
Then the other way is if you're a bit more adventurous, right? So you go onto social media and you post a video. So you need to make sure that your profile is public so we can pick up your entry.
Okay, perfect.
On Facebook, it's loveislove.tv. On Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, it's at loveislove_ZA.
Perfect.
And just post your video. Tell us why you want to date one of our singles or why you want to be one of our singles. And use the hashtag loveislove_ZA.
So if you want to date one of the singles, do you get to see what your options are before you enter?
You do.
Okay.
Wow, gallery of opportunity. Thank you, Sebastian, social media manager for Love is Love as well as Expresso. And if you want to enter, do it right now, whether you want to receive or to give.
And now we are back with one of our brave participants from SABC2's new dating show, Love is Love, which we are loving. And now that we know them a little better after the round of this or that, it's time to delve a bit deeper to understand what really makes them tick and unpack what they're passionate about. So up first, we are going to catch up with Wimpy, who joins us in studio after competing in yesterday's grueling Argus Cycle Challenge, not even walking with a limp, to get a better understanding of what makes this ultra-endurance cyclist tick, and of course, find out what he is hoping to find in his journey on Love is Love. Wimpy, thanks so much for sticking around and for being so authentic and honest. I think we've established that's the baseline. We need that, but we do need to delve a little deeper, especially when someone brings this much richness of a life with them into an opportunity like this. The ultra athlete. I've interviewed many. Each one is a different beast. There is something about those cold, dark spaces on your own when no one's watching, when no one's driving you, when you are doing insane things with your body, probably things that every doctor in your life has told you you probably can't do. Where does that come from? Where does this, and you've called yourself an introvert, so obviously you're happy in your own head, but you've taken that notion a step further. Where does the ultra Wimpy come from?
I think it is something that has progressed from a position where you try to be better than other people, other competitors.
Sure.
One day you saw gray hair in the mirror, you realized it's now going to decline. So, and I think that changed to trying to be the best who I can be. And then one day, I love to do Everesting. That is doing the height of Everest in one ride. It takes you about 15 to 18 hours to do nearly 10,000 meters of climbing. It takes you, you can choose the gradient. I mean, it's on a climb, it's up and down, up and down. But in that process, which could be some of the hardest and most difficult things to do, you get to know yourself. And one day, I asked myself, why am I doing this? And then it came to me like a wave, and it's something, like they said, it's happening in the limbic brain. It cannot be expressed by words. It is something that you feel is right.
Feeling, yeah.
And that is that I would like to live life abundantly. I would like to, one day when I die, I have no regrets. I suck the marrow out of every day. So if I'm going to live life, it's on my terms. And that is where, for me, it's important that when I do a sport, it should be something I enjoy, something that can take me to the limits. And in this case, it's cycling. And I do international races where you do, say, events which are self-sustained. You look after your own food, your own water. You go through control points, and first comes over the line wins. And it's like the rabbit and the hare.
Yeah,
and it's not how fast you ride, it's how little you stop. And that is where I said to myself, this is something that I do. International racing and then doing Everesting.
I absolutely love that. And then you can build your structure of life around that with so much more meaning. I haven't even asked you, how are you feeling? Because you were on the saddle not too long ago. How did this weekend's event go?
The week before, I did a 600-kilometer ride in one day. And when I arrived back, I felt like they're at Roy Else, when the Chakma baboons check you. They were looking at me very romantically because your bums feel just exactly as theirs are. No, it's doing these things is like a day in the office. Your preparedness is such that you can compete on this. For a guy who's not training for this, this will be a major event, and he'll have to rest for days. I mean, I can continue now next day.
Because it's about maintaining that basis point. You take us back a few steps, a few kilometers with your book, Wimpy, The Best Kept Secret. Fill us in on this particular journey. Why did you need to capture it in a book? And give us a bit of background around this record that is quite a marker in the sand to put down.
Okay, the title was birthed from a person that spoke to me, and then after saying, but why don't we know about this?
Yeah.
You the best kept secret. South Africa, I competed in the time when South Africa was in sports isolation. And when I competed overseas, you couldn't hang it on the big bell and tell people about it, because I was blacklisted with a Schengen because of competing overseas. Because when I won the World Championship, they said, we have no problem of you competing under the radar, but above the radar and breaking the sound barrier, We can't allow you to go in. But there are things happening in front of the curtains, and there are things that are happening behind the curtains. I reveal in the book things that happen behind the curtains. And some of the things are angelic visitations. Wow. Restorative. I've broken bones which grew back on me instantaneously. Wounds, holes in my body that closed miraculously. Wow. So these are some of the things that I reveal. I had in one of the angelic visitations in a world record, 24-hour world record, where I was pushed by an angel, and this is something that was testified by somebody else, and we got it on video. So these are things that I'm just sharing in the book.
I love that, and I love the fact that you've gotten to a point where you can share this, because I guarantee you there is someone, it might not look the same, but there is someone facing challenges that seem insurmountable, where they need a little of the miraculous. And maybe this is the time to open their eyes. And maybe it just boils down to finding that person, that warrior to walk through life with. So ladies at home, if Wimpy's active lifestyle and just unmatched zest for life is something you admire, then why not enter to be on Love is Love? Head over to the loveislove.tv platform, fill in the form, and you could find yourself meeting literally the love of your life. So up next, we've got Yentl, who is going to be showcasing her skills with a very impressive poi performance. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Sensodyne, repair, and protect with deep repair. The science is pretty amazing. It really goes deep and repairs tooth sensitivity. The science is there. It's going to improve their quality of life in a big way. This is the first thing I recommend.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here at S3, and Yentl is just getting set up over here. As you can see, we've got a poll getting ready for the action. Talents afoot, I can tell you that. Also, if you come this way for a second, we got a little touch-up here from Stacy, another one of our singles on Love is Love. And of course, look, I love that color on the lip. It makes sense. It's beautiful. So we're all getting ready for your Feel Good Breakfast Show and what you can expect in this next hour. Before we get there, of course, we have to look at the news from around the world and get you updated. Graham is standing by.
Thank you so much, Carl. Let's start here in South Africa, where residents of the Sol Plaatje municipality in Kimberley have welcomed the 1.9 billion rand cash injection for the water problems in the city. The Northern Cape Premier Zamani Sol announced in his provincial speech that the Treasury is making this amount available so that the municipality can solve its infrastructure problems. Residents say it's high time that the water situation receives the attention it needs. They say they also hope that the municipality will carry out repairs to roads, which are in an extremely poor condition. Then the environmental group, the Green Connection, has welcomed a decision by the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment to reject an application for an environmental impact assessment proposed for a car power ship project in Saldanha Bay on the Cape West Coast. Now, the assessment is one of 3 applications for the car power ship projects to generate electricity by drilling into the ocean to extract natural gas. The other 2 are proposed for the ports of Richards Bay in KwaZulu-Natal and Nkora in Gqeberha. Then on the international news front, Angola says it will send a military unit to the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo just days after a truce it brokered failed to end fighting. Both sides in the conflict, the M23 rebels and government troops, have accused each other of breaking that ceasefire that began on Tuesday. An East African force was also recently deployed to the area, which is rich in minerals. Now, the UN says the conflict forced some 300,000 people from their homes just last month. There is an increasing concern about the humanitarian crisis caused by the fighting that has reached already levels that are out of control. Now, hundreds of thousands of Israelis rallied against the government's judicial plans this weekend in what organizers have said were the largest street protests in Israel's history. Now, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the changes, which would curb the power of courts, will restore balance between the branches of government. However, opposition leader Yair Lapid said this was Israel's greatest crisis. In a separate development, Israeli troops shot dead 3 armed Palestinians near the West Bank city of Nablus yesterday. The gunman had reportedly fired on an Israeli army post. And then we round off on a tragic note here in South Africa. Tributes from fans started pouring in from the moment the sad news broke that award-winning and talented rapper, dancer, singer and songwriter Costa Titch sadly passed away on Saturday after collapsing on stage at Johannesburg's Nasrec Expo Centre, and that was during the Ultra Festival. Costa Titch, just 27 years old, whose real name is Konstantinos Tsobalonglu, reportedly had a history of epilepsy. Now, Tsobalonglu was a growing sensation in SA and one of the biggest stars of Amapiano, undoubtedly. His rap style combined SA's culture, style, indigenous languages with international rap subgenres. Certainly blowing up at the moment, and he was born in Mbombela and in Mpumalanga and had already had a successful career in dance before becoming a rapper. And his song Big Flexer made him a star across Africa after becoming a very successful trend on TikTok in itself. He was also known for several other hits, including Nkalakata and Activate. The rapper had recently partnered with a music label started by Senegalese-American musician Akon and felt it was time to partner with a global entity as to continue to push the barriers on an international scale. Certainly something he achieved in his short and glittering career. And our condolences go to his family, undoubtedly. Well, that's where we leave our news for now. Let's touch on the sport.
Let's wrap up the sporting action on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and starting off with football. Goals were the order of the weekend as Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs both progressed to the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. The action began on Friday with Sekhukhune United beating Cape Town All-Stars 2-0 as Saturday's list of fixtures rolled on. Royal AM secured their position in the tournament's last 8, courtesy of a 3-1 victory over Golden Arrows, and Pirates needed extra time to beat Venda Football Academy 2-1. While Soweto rivals Chiefs claimed a 2-1 win against Kazrick Stars. What an exciting weekend of local football. Let's go international now, shall we? Premier League, Arsenal restored their 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League, of course, with an emphatic 3-0 victory over Fulham. It was a Gabriel show with Gabriel, then Gabriel Martinelli, and their captain, who wished he was named Gabriel too, Martin Odegaard, all scored in the first half. Casemiro was sent off as Manchester United drew 0-0 with Southampton, while Newcastle edged Wolves 2-1 on Saturday. Erling Haaland, he scored his 28th league goal of the season as Man City beat Crystal Palace 1-0. And then Spurs and Chelsea both recorded 3-1 wins against Forest and Leicester, respectively. Liverpool suffered a 1-0 loss to Bournemouth in that other fixture. On to rugby we go. Ireland, they remained on course for a Six Nations Grand Slam after overcoming stiff Scottish resistance and a series of injuries to win 22-7. Johnny Sexton's 7 points with the boot took him level with Ronan O'Gara as well as the all-time top scorer in the Six Nations. On Saturday, reigning champions France inflicted England's heaviest home defeat of all time with a crushing 53-10 win at Twickenham. And Wales beat Italy 29-17 to claim their first win in this year's Six Nations. Now, on to cycling, Chris Uester as well as Kim Lecour-Debelot were crowned respective men's and women's winners of the Cape Town Cycle Tour. Now, the South African Uester powered to victory in a time of 2 hours 36:14, with Andries Negrini finishing second and Jaden Turlow third. Mauritius rider Lecour-Debelot won the women's elite race for the third time in a row in 2 hours, 13 minutes and 20 seconds, with Vera Lusa as well as Ashley Moelman-Pasio rounding out the podium spots. Meanwhile, organisers expressed their deep regret after confirming the death of a rider. That's it for sport on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for the morning. Let's take a look at your traffic and your weather. Here's Zoe.
Thank you, Wasey. Well, let's take a final look at your traffic, starting off in Houghton Estate, Johannesburg. There's protest action on the N12 West, leaving Benoni area. The protest is surrounding the state of disaster and load shedding crisis. Please avoid this area and use an alternative route this morning. Then in Benoni, there's been an accident on the N12 westbound before Pitfontein Road. The centre lane is closed and you can expect delays. And in Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu-Natal, there's an accident. It's on the N3 southbound at Ortman Road interchange. Now the right lane is closed. Please drive carefully. If you're in Bellville, there's also been an accident. This is on the R300 northbound after Stellenbosch Arterial. Expect delays, and that is your traffic for this morning. Let's take one final look at your weather. And we start off with a bit of news from our neighbouring Mozambique. It is being lashed by heavy rain, powerful winds and flooding as Cyclone Freddy has made landfall for the second time in the month. In the past 4 weeks, Mozambique has had more than a year's rainfall. Freddy could become the longest lasting storm on record, having formed some 8,000 kilometres away in the northwest of Australia. 34, in fact, that was 34 days ago. The death toll presently stands at 28. People are moving into temporary shelters, including schools, churches, and warehouses. Some 500,000 people could be at risk of a humanitarian crisis this time around, local disaster agencies estimate. Experts say climate change is making tropical storms around the world wetter, windier, and more intense. And neighbouring Malawi, where health authorities are battling a cholera outbreak, is also set to be affected. Weather experts predict the cyclone will bring destructive winds and extreme rainfall over large areas, including northeast Zimbabwe, as well as southeast Zambia. Well, this morning, let's take a final look at those sunrise views that you share with us. Riaz from Sherwood in Durban sent in this holiday view with yellow tones to the palm trees. Is absolutely gorgeous. Nancy Govender from Pennington enjoying her daily walk on the beach and snapped this photo of the ocean, and look at that. Beautiful. Diane in Howick showcased the stunning, bold sunrise view with bright reds in the sky. Look at that with the green fields in the forefront. And last up, we have Nadia from Claremont, who is off on a safari and, in fact, giving us safari feels with this beautiful photo with the trees and, of course, those orange tones that looks like something from The Lion King. Well, if you have a sunrise view to share with us, please do so on our WhatsApp line. Our number is 063-408-8863. But let's take a final look at today's temperatures. Polokwane, your low is 14, your high 27. Mbombela, 17.28. Pretoria, 14 with a high of 29. If you're in Johannesburg, 13 is your low, 27 your high. Mahikeng 16.30, Klerksdorp 14 with a high of 30, Kimberley 17.33, Bloemfontein 13 reaching a high of 29, Richards Bay 20 with a high of 28 for today, Pietermaritzburg 15.28. If you're in Durban, a sunny day ahead with a low of 21, a high of 28. Mthatha 17.32, East London 21 reaching a high of 31. Cradock 16.32. If you're in Kabeja, your low is 18, your high 27. George 15.26. Cape Town 18.24. Worcester, your low for today is 16, your high 34. Sutherland 12, reaching a high of 30. And Uppington, expect a sunny day with a low of 19 and a high of 38 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Great job, man. Now the Dutch tilt. Just, no, we're not allowed to do that. I can't tell the cameraman what to do on the show, not at all. There's been so much innuendo in the show today. I can't help but feel that something is cooking. Something is going to happen. This vibe I'm getting over here.
What are you talking about?
It's nice to look up to you, bro.
It is nice. How you doing?
It's fine. I'm
good.
I thought something weird was going to happen in studio, but clearly not, eh? Nothing.
What do you know? Nothing.
Nothing untoward.
It's all normal. It's all chilled. What?
I mean, it begs the question, to what extent would you go to prove your love to the person, okay?
Sorry, what?
No, Yentl is going to do it.
Oh, so I thought you wanted me. Sorry, I forgot you were
we
here.
hired Carl to
Sorry.
give Yentl some tips here. Yentl hasn't been on the pole for a while now. She has promised to give us a bit of a masterclass. No, she's going to take us through some of the strength tips that you need to be able to do this, and she's got the guns to do it.
Let's just see, just a little something, a little teaser. Go for it.
A little teaser.
Just, yeah, do your thing.
The thing.
Yes, the thing. Little teaser.
So I'm going to start with a very, very basic move.
Okay.
It's called the invert. So it's basically the move where you can get into
And we're inverted.
any other move. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna revert.
Wow.
Invert.
And then we will see you for the inversion on the other side. Go for it. Invert. Invert.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Imagine living your whole life in 24 hours. Imagine all the types of decisions you'd have to make, from buying your first house, kids, retirement. Yeah, I know, it's a lot, but that's my life. So catch me, Zesande, this week on Expresso, where I'll be chatting about making the most out of all of life's milestones with the right financial partner. Proudly brought to you by Sunlove.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And we've been spending all morning with the contestants of Love is Love. And up next, we have Yentl Jacobs, who is going to showcase her skills with the impressive pole dancing. Now, Yentl, how long have you been doing pole dancing?
I haven't been doing pole dancing for the last year, just because life is a little bit too busy and I have a lot of hobbies. But before that, I have a year experience.
Oh, fantastic. And you know what? Pole dancing is one of those things where I feel like the people on the pole make it look so easy, especially when they get to do the different maneuvers, but it's really difficult. I mean, time and time again, we've had attempts at teaching me pole dancing, and it's not that easy.
Yes.
Now, with the experience that you have, what are some of the tips and tricks you're going to show us?
It's for me, I have a very strong upper body, which helps me a lot in pole dancing. But pole dancing is such an empowering sport. for the females. It's such an incredible journey, just building that strength and connecting with the girls as well. You know, it's a very essential thing.
Definitely, and I mean, you need a lot of upper body strength, so why don't you show us a trick or two?
Fantastic.
Okay. See, this is now where Yentl makes it look easy. You need extreme strength for this. That is incredible. And when you do the twisting around the pole, I know that is quite a very
like
entry-level movement. Do you ever get dizzy?
I don't like spinning pole. So you get spinning and static, and I like to do static.
Ah, fantastic. Is there anything else you would love to share?
I'm very limited with my skills now, so I think I'm just going to keep them by that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, listen, we do know that you are looking for love. I think you might have been asked this question before, but we were chopping the tomatoes in the kitchen. But just remind our viewers, who or what are you looking for?
Just for an exciting person and a friend. You know, I'm getting closer to 30, so I think the time is right to be open for a relationship. I have taken this year to get to know myself and be really, really happy with myself, so I think it's a good time. Yeah.
I hear you, fantastic. Well, I know that this is quite something interesting when it comes to the pole dancing.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just trying to like wrap my mind around it, because so I've been told you need to have more skin in order to be able to grip better on the pole.
Yes.
And you're brave enough to do it in your
So this is liquid legging, so it actually does stick to the pole.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how high up can you go on the pole?
I can climb the pole if you want.
Please show us. Yes. See, and she doesn't even use her legs for that. It's all in the arms. Oh, fantastic. That is impressive. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, how impressive is that? Now to our female viewers at home who are looking for the perfect companion to do life with, Yentl may very well be the love you've been looking for. And a reminder to head on over to loveislove.tv to enter to be one of the show. In fact, to be on the show and to meet your match, you can enter as someone willing to be a single or someone willing to date one of the singles. And of course, we certainly, not least, will introduce you to another one. So stay tuned on your Feel Good Breakfast show as we have the Love is Love takeover in studio.
Love in studio, and how do we express our love? Asitandile, we express it with food. Yes, we've got
definitely.
we've got some life hacks going on here. We are loving our authenticos, and this is something that I've been doing for years. When you want to just improve your health baseline, make little changes, over time, make a big difference. And of course, we have got some amazing little life hacks here, all courtesy of Authenticos from Clover, the only authentic Greek-style yogurt in South Africa. And of course, there are ways that you can utilize it that might surprise you without detracting from the flavor. We are just beefing up the health. So Asi, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I love cooking things like this where it looks like I already know what I'm talking about, okay? But this is actually taking the kind of conundrum out. We're making life easier and simpler. And who would have thought a little bit of slaw? I love it. Okay, so I'm going to beef up our slaw. What we've done, literally, we've taken a normal coleslaw salad, and as opposed to the mayonnaise, we're using a little bit of our authentic
yogurt.
Yeah.
That's quite a very healthy alternative as well. And the fat in the yogurt also helps like in absorption of vitamin A and K of the salad, so it's quite very healthy.
Oh, it's like an activator. So think about that. When you're building something from a nutritional basis, what is going to get the vitamin into your body?
Yeah.
It's not just about having the color and having all the vitamins in the dish, but how are you going to absorb the healthy stuff? I love that.
Definitely.
All right, so our slaw is sorted. We got the side. Now we need a little mini main.
Yeah, and also you can also use, instead of using high-fat sauces, you can use yogurt as your sauce. It will not only help to cool down the spiciness of the food, but also to cut through the rich flavors of the milk.
Oh, and it's so often, I think we kind of forget about mouthfeel when everything's about the flavor.
Yeah.
But you're going to be taking on a lot with something like a taco. There will be a lot of kind of, it's a flavor burst. There might be a bit of heat there as well. But like you say, those fats, the richness,
yes,
it just slices straight through.
Through.
Oh, beautiful. Yes. So there's a standing joke here that I don't eat coriander, but I'll let it slide for today.
Okay.
No, I love that. I absolutely love that. Soft, light, delicious. Then, of course, the butter chicken.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Done. You can also use yogurt to just add more creaminess and more thickness on your stews or sauces. But as long as you do that before you, after you remove it from the heat. So you must make sure that the heat is
You're
off.
not cooking with the yogurt so that it separates. You add it at the end.
At the end, just to elevate the dish and get all the flavors and the creaminess.
I love that. And
see
very
how it
often,
changes colour?
I know, and I think very often a curry can be very rich.
Yeah.
So this is, again, it's just going to slice through that a little bit. And if you, I mean, a butter chicken shouldn't be blowing your top off heat-wise, but even if you can't handle that, this will at least temper the heat.
Yes.
And you get to enjoy it with some delicious naan. I love that. There are so many ways that you can introduce a healthier option. And you might think that we're messing with some absolute like cardinals here. Don't play with the butter chicken, okay? But there are ways that you can just make those little changes for a big, healthier impact. I don't know what I should taste first. I don't know. I'm going to have to taste some butter chicken. I'm going to go around.
Go in.
Thank you so much, my dear.
You're welcome. I'll just make one more taco for you with no coriander.
Oh, you can come back. You can come back. Oh, you've been amazing today. Thank you so much. Ooh,
How's the taste?
It's so creamy and delicious.
Takes you straight to heaven.
And light. It's absolutely beautiful. You are my angelic inspiration today, Chef Asi. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. If you want to try these little hacks out for yourself, go and check out expressoshow.com. We've got all today's culinary inspiration. And of course, make sure if you're going to be creating something yourself at home, we need pictures, we need videos, and lots of sauce. Yes. Wow.
Made with love by Clover.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Vai. O Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. We're Italian. That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fetis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Let's celebrate. And this is a major milestone. Since 1983, CTM has been helping customers turn their houses into exquisitely beautiful homes, providing those finishing touches that have made our homes reflect who we really are and the realities we wish to build for ourselves. So much gets invested in our home, and we are honored and excited to have them here celebrating 40 years in the business on the show today to just give us a little window into what that's taken, but also what it means moving forward. So we very proudly welcome Sudesh Bagalu and Wandile Nyundu, who are here to talk about CTM's 40th year campaign. If ever there was something to talk about, this is it, guys. Congratulations. I'm looking at the smiles.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing when a company with this kind of history gets to celebrate that, because I think we often are so focused on looking forward that we forget what it's taken to get us to this point. 40 years. That ain't bad, Sudesh. How are you feeling about where you sit right now? This must be a very proud moment for the company.
It is. It's an extremely proud moment, and thank you for having us on the show. Like you say, 40 years. You know, what started off as a concept, a cash and carry concept, as the ceramic tile market has evolved over the years to what it is today. And really, it's, you know, at the core and center of everything is our customer, who everything that we do is all about them. So it's an incredible milestone, and we're excited to take the customer along on this journey.
I'm glad you used the word journey, because it has been a journey to get to this point, and it's a two-way flow. So as much as you're wanting to introduce new things, raise expectations, make your market understand that they deserve more from a customer experience, which I haven't realized is such a big thing in South Africa. It speaks to the soul of the nation, what we feel we deserve. You've been able to create a conversation with your customers through this period. What is that brand voice? How have you been able to get this right, Wandile?
It's been really a lot of care and dedication, and I think it's really about, like Sudesh mentioned, putting our customers first, giving them an amazing shopping experience, listening to our customers as well, getting their feedback on what it is that they prefer to see in stores, all the latest trends, fashions, and styles, and giving them the quality we know they deserve in their homes. So it's been really a two-way process. We're constantly listening to our customers and striving to over-deliver and giving them the best possible quality service and product.
Because you know, when someone's going to spend that money, it's hard-earned, first of all, and it really does matter.
Yes.
If someone's going to change their living space, the most intimate space in their world, you must know how much that matters.
Yeah.
History aside, we are looking forward, and we have an opportunity to do that in a brave new era, it feels, for the home, for the buyer, for the world at large. 40 years we are celebrating. Now, how are we going to do that, gents? How are we celebrating? What is our 40th year campaign all about?
Our 40th year is really about taking the customers and making them the central part of the celebration. And a large part of that is giving them the opportunity to win an amazing home transformation voucher valued at 40,000 Rand each week, which we believe will really go a long way in impacting the lives of our customers. So yeah, that's one of the parts we're really excited to introduce to this campaign.
Suddenly our viewers are like, oh, I'm so glad they're not 20 years old. Now they're 40 years old.
And that's every week. 40,000 Rand voucher for every week for 40 weeks.
Have you done the maths? Have you guys actually worked out what that's going to cost?
We know very well.
Which means clearly things are going to be good moving into the future if you're willing to make this kind of investment in your market, because essentially that's what it is. When we talk about the home, I know you guys get this on a level that we don't, because you've structured your business around this, understanding how much of a milestone that is. Why is the home such an important part to a South African in our life journey? Why is that such a big milestone, do you think?
I think, you know, especially after COVID, the home has become a sanctuary. It's a place you go to after a long day. It's a place where people currently are even working from, given the nature of the new model of work and life. The lines are blurred. So I think people realize they're going to have a space in which they feel comfortable. And I think that's the beauty of what CTM provides, is we give a really good variety of options to consumers that they take and make it their own. And like we say in our recent positioning, is every South African deserves a beautiful home. And that's really what it's about. And you know, I think more and more people are looking to that space they can escape to and really make it their own.
That being said, there is a value exchange here.
Yes.
And you give people access to a quality of product that allows them to do so much more in their living space than I think they would ordinarily be able to do. the notion of value. What does that mean to you in this exchange? Because clearly there's another conversation at play here, and I understand, yes, we're a commercial entity and we want to dominate, but there is something else at play. What is that value exchange? What's going on here?
That value exchange is really about giving back to the communities that we operate in. We're a proudly South African business. 70% of our products are made locally.
Really?
So we really are invested in the betterment of this country from an economic standpoint and from a social standpoint. So that makes up a big part of the value offering, above and beyond the quality and the great prices and the beautiful products that we offer in stores. Proudly South African and sustainability as well. Ecological sustainability in our manufacturing process, that's also becoming a large priority and will continue to be that a priority for us.
It has to be now, eh?
100%.
We've reached that.
Absolutely.
We've reached that threshold.
Yeah.
Knowing that every single South African, as much as we love to paint ourselves with stereotypical brushes, which is what we get to laugh at every day on this show, I love that. Yeah. Bit of a conundrum when every person in your market is different. 100%. Every individual is completely different and has different hopes and dreams that play out in their living space. Yeah. There's a tile for everyone. What does that mean?
I think absolutely. The fact that we have buyers that travel the world to bring you the best product, like Wendy says, our local manufacturing, we have something for everyone, from a taste, budget, look and feel, so that everyone comes along with us on this journey. We really have something for everyone, and I think that's testament to the fact that we are now 40 years down the road, and we've been, I think we want to thank South Africa for helping choose us to finish what they started.
I love it. And it is a beautiful union. It's like a marriage. I love it. And today's theme is love, incidentally. And I can feel the amount of love that is spreading around in the space. And it does feel like maybe this, again, post-COVID, but the why really does matter.
Yes.
Do you feel different now? And I suppose there's an opportunity to have the warm and fuzzies because we've got this 40-year opportunity. Yeah. But do you feel now that your business is more important? Do you feel like what you guys do now matters more?
100%. And like Satish mentioned earlier, the home has really become a sanctuary for our customers. So it's a place where they go to be inspired, to connect with their loved ones, to share special moments. So the home is really a sanctuary for a lot of our customers, and we really offer them a product offering, a price range that can really work for anyone in creating that beautiful space they truly deserve.
Yeah, you can even do your office at home.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying, but that's a conversation for a different day. No, gentlemen, congratulations. I mean, we obviously get a behind-the-scenes view into what makes these campaigns tick, and this feels so authentic on every level, which is beautiful. So enjoy it. Here's to the next 40.
Awesome.
Hopefully I'll still be around when you've got to give away 80,000 Rand every week. But the bottom line is there is opportunity to win, not only to enhance your beautiful inner spaces, your home, but now to take something home with you. You're invited to join in the celebrations as CTM are giving away 2 10,000 Rand CTM shopping vouchers, equaling a total of 20,000 Rand, and that's just one of the many giveaways. What you got to do is reply to the competition post on what room you would retile with tiles from CTM and tell us why you love using it. And don't forget that hashtag 40 years of CTM. But you can find all the terms and conditions that apply on expressoshow.com. And that's competitions closes this Wednesday. That's the 15th of March at 12 midday. I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of entrants for this one, so make it good. Gentlemen, congratulations. Keep doing the hard work that you're doing and keep appreciating your customer in this way, because we represent the customer.
Absolutely.
And it really does matter. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Congratulations. What a great birthday and what a great time to speak about something very, very important. Money. Let's get honest. Let's talk about it. It's our brand new segment, Our Money Matters. And today we are asking the tough question, is it a good idea to lend money to a friend? Oh, my word.
Or a family member. Well, let's find out as we invite you to join in on the conversation online. And of course, using that hashtag, Our Money Matters. Should we, do we have some online comments that we can head to, or are we going to go straight into the questions?
Let's chat amongst ourselves first, because I'm actually very intrigued about this, given the fact that sometimes our occupation, there's a lot of sort of resonance toward us having money to give.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So the question is, like, have you ever lent a large amount of money to a friend? And what was the relationship like that afterwards?
Afterwards, you see, I've got a rule, and this was established because I suppose myself and my friends, we've all been through a crazy business journey together. We've had to lean on each other and support each other. So I think at some point, as much as there is an expectation personally on yourself, if I give money away, I don't lend money anymore, because the notion, once that exchange begins, if there is a large sum of money in a financial exchange that needs to be borrowed and lent, that's a slightly different scenario when dealing with a friend, and I would suggest you don't go for that because it can lead to a lot of complications. But I think the notion that I have is that you have to be able to be in a position to give that money and not expect it back. Is the only way that I can approach something like that for myself. But there are times where you're going to have to rely on someone, and someone might need to rely on you, and it's more how do you deal with that situation. You look like you've been burnt.
I've been in a situation like that, and it's never pleasant, because I think, you know, it's like Graham says, sometimes if you're going to get into that position and you're going to give money, give it without expecting it back. But if the purpose or the intention was, hey, I'll pay you back, I promise.
Like 100 grand is 100 grand as well. I mean, this is slightly different to
but there's a difference
10 grand,
between
5 grand, 100 bucks.
You know, when you pay, when you're expecting that money back, because it wasn't necessarily something you could freely give, but in that moment you helped that person out. And I unfortunately have been burnt in that way, and it really leaves the relationship strained.
And now,
not worth it.
Let's flip the script for a second. What about borrowing money? I mean, we've all been to the darkest points of our lives where we had to borrow money. Now, what did that look like for you, Graham? Borrowing a large amount of money and then navigating your way after that?
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is, if I look at the financial journey, and I mean, we'll play open cards here. We've been through a crazy couple of years in our industry.
Yes,
I think few people would understand the level of desolation. So all of us have been making moves, big moves. For me, one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do is ask for help in that way. Undoubtedly one of the most challenging things, and it stuck with me for such a long time. I think I've struggled to put it in perspective. It is a very difficult thing, which means that, exactly as you say, it's a two-way flow here. It's not necessarily just, you know, someone being lent the money, but someone in that position needing the money is also going through something. So it makes it a very complex situation.
Zoe touched on something around, you know, when you have an agreement with somebody, that person says, okay, no, I'll give it back to you. But sometimes you also want to know where the money is going, because, you know, essentially it is your money that is leaving your hands, going to somebody else's hands to enable them to pay for something. Sometimes it's groceries.
And you're assuming it's an emergency.
And it's an emergency, but like, how important is it to know where the money is going?
For me, I think I would be upset if I had helped this person out that seemed so desperate, and here they are on Instagram living their best life,
disingenuous.
having bottles at the table, and I'm like, okay, you can afford to have bottles there, but why didn't you at least attempt to pay the person back? That's where I get upset.
Yeah, I think to offer a counterbalance, I mean, and that's just a natural thing, and all of us have that, but it's also, you don't know what the pressure points in a person's life are. So for them, it might be the thing that gets them up in the morning is the fact that they one day a week they could go and have that moment, and then they're willing to suck up the rest of life for the 6 days before that. So I suppose you never quite know. For you, the money might be the basis point, but for them it might be something else. But these are things that you need to talk about if you've got an expectation of getting that money back. That's
Absolutely. I mean, profound conversations. And we're going to continue this narrative all the way through. So if there are any questions from your side, you know the WhatsApp line number, 063-408-8863. And money can be really tricky and become messy very quickly. So when in need, rather rely on a bank that has your back. Nedbank's personal loans offer you the freedom to spend your money however you like, and with flexible repayment terms and good interest rates as well. You can breathe whilst enjoying financial stability. And for that extra touch, if you take out a personal loan with Nedbank and open a Savvy account, you will get 200 Rand cash back every month for the duration of your loan. And what a deal. If you want to get those details, go to nedbank.co.za.
Join the bank that's best for your loan. Choose up to 200 Rand cash back monthly with a personal loan. Apply for a personal loan and a Savvy account today. Nedbank. See money differently.
Hey, what's that?
This is Octofx, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets.
Cool. What's a Forex?
It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically, it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up, yeah. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3, and this is an exciting thing because we are joined in studio by the amazing team from CTM as they are celebrating their 40th birthday, and we're also joined in studio by Candace February, who is here with us today, and we are talking all things tiles. Candace, it's great to have you here. Let's start off with bathroom tiles because I want to know, where were you in my life last year when I needed all the inspiration? What are some of those trends that people are incorporating into their bathrooms from CTM?
So let me tell you, the latest trends in bathrooms that we're seeing today is limitless. We are seeing anything from classic black and whites to marbles, large formats, industrial cement looks. Tiles are getting bigger and bigger. Black sanitary ware, black taps, gold taps, very on trend at the moment. Pastel color cabinets. How much time do we have? Because I can just go on and on.
I think, you know, I love that the trends are changing. And I think for the longest time, a lot of people, when they came to choosing the tiles for their bathroom or the sanitary, like all the basins and the taps, they think, okay, we need to keep it traditional, we need to keep it plain because we're not going to do this again for the next 15 to 20 years. But now times are changing. So let's talk about these beautiful tiles that you have here in front of us.
So people actually make the assumption that if they've got smaller spaces, that they need to use smaller tiles. And in fact, it's actually the opposite. A larger tile in a smaller space would make the space look a lot bigger because you'll have minimal grout lines and you'll just get that seamless look and feel. So at CTM, we have 4 of our very own design style themes. The first one that we're looking at here is called Home Sanctuary. So it speaks to very neutral tones, very toned down. Everything is kind of matching. We've also got a beautiful array of colors, sizes. We've got this beautiful feature tile with a matching wall tile and a floor tile so that it just gives you that full solution.
Where would you use your feature tile?
So your feature tile would be on your focal point, your focal wall, something that you see immediately when you walk into the room.
Amazing.
This one in particular is actually on our bathroom promotion at the moment. It just started today, so you could get this at a really great deal.
Oh, fantastic. I love this. I'm loving the colors, but I also love how you keep it with that neutral palette. Let's talk about these tiles down here, because I love patterns.
Okay, so this one is one of my favorites. It is Reconnect with Nature. So you'll see a lot of print with flowers, hints of green. We've paired it with a beautiful black and white trend. You'll see the Moroccan style cementine over there with a beautiful marble, and this is matte finish, so you could go either way with it. You could either go classic or modern.
Okay, and that is amazing, the bit of a matte finish. Should we flip this around and see if we
So
can take
this
a
was
look
the
at more
business
of
in
the
the front.
tiles? There we go. And now it's party at the back.
Party at the back.
I love this. I love this. Okay, these are incredible because when I was looking at my bathroom inspiration, the tile that really got to me the most was the terrazza tile. And I think I just got a bit scared because I didn't know how to play around with it. And I'm hoping you'll help me out.
Stunning. The fact that the different speckles can pick up so many different colors, you could either go warm or cool with this. So this theme is called Bold Aesthetics. So it's fun, it's fresh, it gives you almost room to play. Yeah. So
lots of room to play. Because I mean, look how all of these colors are picking up so beautifully with that tile.
And then we've got a beautiful new range of pastel color cabinets that match this look perfectly.
Fantastic. Now I'm seeing something bold. I'm seeing something really beautiful. I've been watching the block, so I'm feeling very inspired by all these tiles that I'm seeing from CTM. Talk me through this bottom mood board that we have here.
So this one is my absolute favorite. It's called Exaltation Marble. So this is for your more sophisticated interiors, beautiful marbles. You'll see the rich color. When the light hits the tile a certain way, it picks up the gold tinges. You can just do so much with this. It's so stunning.
Oh, I love this. So now I'm looking at all these different tiles and I'm thinking, which rooms are great to put these in?
Why limit yourself to just one? You can do it. You can do it anywhere. But yeah, they are suitable for both bathrooms and kitchens.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. Well, Candice, I know you brought quite a few tiles with you today. Let's talk about trends that you're seeing in kitchens.
So traditionally, kitchens were always known to be very neutral. It's either all white or it's all grey or it's all beige. And the way the world is moving now is we're bringing in character, pops of color, and we can do that with a beautiful array of subway tiles that I've brought along with me.
So these are the subway tiles. This is a beautiful color. What is this color?
This one is called Duck Egg. It comes in a wide variety of various different colors. This one you'd particularly use in your splashback in your kitchen. It's perfect because in your kitchen you'll have a lot of splatter, oil. It's easy to wipe down, so you want to go with something at least with a smooth finish.
Oh, fantastic. And this is quite different. This looks like it could be on the floor.
Yes, it is actually suitable to use on a floor and it will give you that rustic feel. Rustic bathroom.
Fantastic. Shall we do another little spinny around and have a look? Look at this. I love the different textures that's coming through in the tiles.
Okay, so here we just show you a different option of subway. This is the flat subway, very plain, very classic, and you can mix it and fuse your classic and your modern finishes with this. Over here, just a slightly larger version of this, but we've prepared it with a matching feature tile. So this is actually two separate tiles.
Two separate tiles.
Yeah.
It just shows you how you can really play around, bring your own personality into your own space, whether it's for the floor, whether it's for in the bathroom, in the kitchen. You really get to personalize your home. And I think, you know, we need to let go of the olden day way of thinking that the kitchen floor must be this color and the bathroom tiles must be white. Because you really can play around with different textures within that palette.
Definitely.
Candice, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for showing us all these incredible options. And you are also invited to join in the celebrations as CTM. They are giving away two 10,000 Rand CTM shopping vouchers, and that is a total of 20,000 Rand. Now, what you need to do is reply to the competition post that is currently on our social media platforms by telling us what room would you like to retail from CTM, and tell us why you love using hashtag 40 years of CTM. There are T's and C's that are applying, and they are available on our website, expressoshow.com. The competition will close at 12 p.m. on Wednesday, the 15th of March. So you have a couple of days to get those entries in. But hopefully today, Candice gave you all the inspiration you need to change up things in your home and enter that competition, because we wish you all the best of luck.
Love is love.
It is.
Hey, I did love the tiles.
Oh, no, they were beautiful.
Loved them.
I'm hoping that that's not the only thing that you've got in your house that allows you to express your love. We had a little bit of fun this morning, asking you, obviously, in light of this being a Love is Love takeover today, which we are loving in itself, we wanted to find out from you guys this morning. We wanted you to show off the love of your life. And Carl very kindly opened up.
Because in the event there's no love in your life, I mean, there are things that you can love. I just hope that you love yourself. Let's look at the comments over here. Nancy Govender, the loves of my life, my soulmate and my precious daughter. That's what we're talking about.
Look at them, and they look beautiful. Then Caroline Alexander saying, good morning, Expresso family. The love of my life. No name required.
No.
Beautiful.
Just love. The name is love.
We love you, hub.
All right. And then, Expresso show, morning, you beautiful people. You're beautiful.
You.
The love of my life, and my son Sabelo. He's 9 years, and in grade 4, I love him to the moon and back. And I love you all on the show. We actually love you more, by the way.
Sabelo, we love you as well, kid. Go and smash it today. And, of course, we're going to continue to be inspired by love, helping 3 of the latest hopefuls on SABC2's brand new dating reality show that takes it to a whole nother level. Hopefully find their love today, but keep them coming. 063-408-8863. Who are you most in love with right now? It can be us.
Oh, well, speaking of love, we've been spending all morning with the contestants of Love is Love. It is a new TV show that you do not want to miss out on. Last but not least is the beautiful Stacy, who models commercially part-time, and she will showcase us just how she goes about getting the right angles and working the camera. So this is especially for all of those at home who are looking to break into the modeling scene and you need some tips from a pro. Stacey, you know, modeling is something people think, oh, you just stand in front of the camera and that is it, but that's not the truth. You need confidence.
You need confidence.
And what are some of those tools you've incorporated into your own life to just make sure you have that boosted confidence that you sometimes need?
I think being comfortable in your skin, first of all, and practice. Like, the mirror is your best friend. Research, collab with as many photographers as you can just to get that exposure and experience.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, do you prefer runway modeling or photography modeling?
So photography, so commercials, TV ads, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, do you have any poses that we can perhaps practice or get into?
Yes, sure. Okay, so posture is very important. So you have to be up straight, elongate the neck, and then just movement, so like fluid movement. So like move and hold, and you can use your arms. If you have pockets, use your pockets.
Sway the dress.
Yes. And flirt with the lens.
Flirt with the lens.
So in my case, it would be Keanu Reeves. I don't know, whatever works for you.
Okay, you could picture that person there and you flirt with the lens.
Yes, so arms, legs, create angles, play with the hair. Over the shoulder.
I love that. It's all about movement. Because, you know, when you take photos with friends, and this is now not in a modeling setting, you get someone that will take 10 photos, but everyone's standing in the same position. And then they judge you for moving around because you're giving the camera angles.
You need variety and give the photographer something to work with.
You definitely need variety. When it comes to dressing, what are some of your, you know, how do you highlight a feature that you want to? So, for example, do you mind giving our viewers some dressing tips if they're going to a modeling casting?
Okay, so for castings, it's neutrals and black and white. So you want to bring the attention to your face and away from your clothing, because basically you're selling yourself.
You are selling yourself.
But if you want to accentuate your waist, so you'll have something that's a bit like figure hugging around here.
In.
And if you don't want to accentuate the hips, you'll have something that flares out a bit. So yeah, so just work with what you have, and
Fantastic. Well, you know, here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we always have photographers on standby. So we're going to bring Nikki, we're going to bring Jasmine in. Jasmine's our on-set photographer. She's going to snap some photos. So if the photographer is in front of you, what do they need? What do you then do in terms of the angles? Do you find the light?
Yes, you find the light, so your face, find the light. So your face is towards the light, and you can change your body a bit. And different expressions. So
different
a bit
expressions.
Of a smile,
so now you're happy, now you're sad, now you're pondering.
And a bit of seriousness.
This is just reminding me of Friends. I don't know if you're a big fan of Friends, where Joey is like, it's like the smell the fart.
Oh yeah.
Like that
Draw to the fart. Draw to the fart.
Oh, you know, just have fun in front of the camera.
Have fun,
Definitely. Now, Stacey, you are on Love is Love, which means you are looking for love. What are you looking for?
Someone who's compassionate. Emotional intelligence, I think, is very important because I'm an empath. So,
okay.
Yeah, and good communication as well. Yeah.
Do you have like a boundary with how the age gap, how young you would go, how old you would go?
So for me, it's between 30 and 40.
Okay.
Because I'm 34, so I think that's a good middle ground. Yeah.
Very good middle ground. Stacy, thank you for joining us. Thank you
It
for
was
being
lovely.
game and showing you at home how to really work the camera. Now, to our viewers at home who are looking for love, well, now is your chance to shoot your shot. Love is Love is here to help you meet the love of your life in a fun and interesting way. And all you need to do is head on over to loveislove.tv to enter to be a single or to be on the show. Or you can also pick a single on the website and apply to date them instead. Now, you may just be choosing, who knows, to be part of the show.
Thank you.
It's The Crush. Unlock your 100% TV show. Catch all the excitement as we unlock Crush fans' full potential to live their dreams. Watch the show on SABC2 starting on the 1st of February every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of thousands of prizes. Simply buy any Crush and follow the pack for entry details. Crush, 100% goodness.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us for the last few moments, and we're going to celebrate in style because you have to after 40 incredible years, and CTM have achieved it. Now, of course, we are joined by two very familiar faces, Marishan Leiters and Togazani Nzima, here to perform something that is going to kickstart this week, and it is a 40-year celebration. So enjoy, savor, and give us one to last the next 40 years.
City winner, city winner, city winner. 40 years of CTM. Celebrating 40 years of turning houses into beautiful homes. Celebrating 40 years of turning houses into beautiful homes. It's a celebration, it's a celebration. Let's celebrate.
food choices never tasted so good, nor were they ever so easy as the range of healthy living options. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
Turning houses into beautiful homes. Oh yeah, celebrating 40 years of turning houses into beautiful homes. It's a celebration, CTM. It's a celebration, CTM. It's a celebration, CTM. It's a celebration, CTM. CTM.
Where do you want
Yeah.
Yeah.